Hey everybody, welcome to the Fantasy Endgame. We're here live with you, and we are officially ready for week 14, getting you prepared by answering your start-sit questions, waiver wire questions, of course. It's Tuesday, and so for a lot of you, this is the night you need to make sure you get your claims in. And yeah, you're going to need to put in at least a couple, I'm sure, because week 13, I think I can officially say was the most brutal injury week of the season. You agree with that, I'm sure.
Yeah, even last night, Christian Kirk, and then right at the end of the game, Trevor Lawrence. It's like, come on, like you and I were filming, and we're like, just end this game before somebody else gets hurt this week, please, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even get to really watch most of it, but yeah, it couldn't we couldn't even make it through Monday night without two more huge injuries. Huge because starting quarterback Trevor Lawrence and then Kirk. Now Lawrence maybe will be back next week, and if not, it doesn't seem like it's significant. Christian Kirk, what I saw today, is like yeah maybe if they make the Super Bowl he might be
right.
back. Like what? I mean, first of all that ain't happening, but also it's like the kid that's it he's done just like that. Another receiver wiped out basically for this season.
Brutal. And like we said, this is the worst time, right? Because if it's like because what are they saying, like 8 weeks? So let's
Mm-hmm.
say, let's say it's week 3. This happened. Okay, he has surgery. He's back week 11, week 12, week 13. At least he's back to help you down the stretch. This is like, nope, done. Season over, done.
Yeah,
See you next year.
and think Dell done. Ramondre did not get good news. In fact, it basically confirmed that yeah, he's not coming back during the season. Or if nothing else, definitely not during the fantasy season. So yeah, just like that, three starters are wiped out. Trevor Lawrence, we'll see. I mean, who knows how long he'll be out. I guess let's talk about that Jags offense now without two of their biggest weapons. What does this mean exactly for Calvin Ridley? Because somebody asked this in the Discord. On the one hand, like, yeah, of course you can't feel great about him without Trevor Lawrence, but Beathard at least is a capable backup. But then I'm like, well, Christian Kirk is not even there. Maybe this isn't as bad for Ridley because he'll just get targeted a ton. But I still don't know that I feel better about him.
Yeah, I think the thing you gotta be worried about with Ridley, Kirk got hurt on the first catch. It wasn't like Kirk played almost the whole game. And what did we see? Zay Jones had more receptions and yards. Parker Washington, the 6th-round rookie, who had played, I think, 3 snaps all year, had a better game than Ridley. I think we got caught up a little bit in Ridley having 2 nice games in a row, thinking like, okay, they figured something out, and Ridley probably just is who he is this year. He's a guy you put in your lineup. You hope he pops off, but you understand he may not. I think that's just who he's going to be, whether it's Trevor Lawrence, whether it's CJ Beathard, whether Kirk is out there or not. It just looks like that's who he is this year.
Yeah, he's a little Gabe Davis esque, I would say. Not quite that extreme, but also not that far off. I mean, it's going to be boom or bust. There really has not been much in between with him. So what about Parker Washington? Because again, you're like, hey, Kirk's out. This guy's interesting, but then it's like, oh wait, yeah, Trevor Lawrence isn't there. I mean, are you putting in a claim for Parker Washington? And if so, um, what kind of fab? Is this like just throw a dollar or two, see if you get him, or you think he's worth more?
Yeah, I would definitely be putting in a claim for him. I mean, he's probably gonna, I'm guessing, gonna take that slot role, right? That's Kirk's role. He's probably gonna take that role. I mean, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna move. I mean, sure, Ridley will probably play some slot. Zay Jones might play some slot, but those guys are their outside wide receivers. Parker Washington probably gonna get that slot role. And even if let's say T Law misses a week, 2 weeks, I mean, yeah, I know it's first round of your fantasy playoffs, but if you get by, you should be feeling pretty good about him. And look, we're in week 14. What are you saving your fab for at this point? I'm not
Yeah,
saying drop it all for Parker Washington, but if you just lost Christian Kirk and he's the best guy on your waiver wire, which I hope not, but if he is, go out and get him. It's week 14. Like, what do you wait? You gonna use this fab in the summer? You gonna make a waiver claim in the middle of summer? Like, if you this is what I say. Like this time of year, it comes down to if you need somebody, get them. Get them. Like there is no like, well, maybe I can get by for no, you need it every week now is a must win. Maybe this week isn't a must win for you if you're already in the playoffs, but after this week, every week is a must win. Every game is win or go home. And for a lot of us, I know me and even in some of my leagues, this week is a win or go home. So if there's guys on the waiver wire that you need that are going to help your team, there's no reason to be like, well, I don't know. I don't want to just go get them. Get them. Get them.
Right. It doesn't matter how many fab dollars you think he's worth. It doesn't make a difference. It's just how much will it take to get him if you really want or need him.
Yep.
And so not going to go crazy, but yeah, at this point, if you lost Kirk and, you want to take a chance, go for it. And in our leagues, I laugh because in our end game leagues with our viewers, yeah, he is the best thing out there. There's nothing else. You're not going to find a better player. So I'll probably make some claims for Washington, but I also I don't mind Beathard. I think he's shown he can put up some yards. They'll throw it plenty. I don't think this is going to, by any means, be a conservative game plan going forward. Jags are going to keep throwing it. One guy who might benefit, finally smashed, or should I say boomed, last week was Evan Engram. I think Evan Engram, he will benefit too because he's going to get a lot of those targets too from Kirk. But also, remember Beathard, back when he was the Niners, Kittle had a very fine season with Beathard part of that season thrown to him. So anyways, it's still a good offense. I don't think it takes a major hit. Parker Washington is definitely somebody who's interesting now. Zay Jones, more interesting or no?
Yeah, I think he has to be more interesting. I mean, he got involved last night. He caught some passes. Like you said, I mean, these targets have to go somewhere, and they're not all going to go to Calvin Ridley. So he definitely gets more interesting. The only downside is this week it's on the road in Cleveland. It couldn't be a worse possible spot. But if you're not in an absolute must win this week, I guess it's okay. Like if you're like, hey, I'm already in the playoffs, it's okay. But it's certainly not the week you want to be relying on these guys if you don't have to.
True. Again, don't feel like you have to start these guys just because you pick them up and spend fab on them. You can stash, you can wait, but yeah, bad spot for sure. And on the Cincinnati side, now I feel like we have to talk about Jake Browning. Is this legit or is this just taking the Jags off guard? Or I mean, what's going on there?
I have no idea. I will say they came out with a really good game plan to start, right? Just short, easy throws. And look, I know Joe Mixon had the huge fantasy game, but Chase Brown had some big runs, especially early in that game, that helped move the chains and got him down there. And they also had a very aggressive game plan in the sense that they weren't out there just like, okay, we're just going to kick field goals and take our loss and go home. Like they were going for it on fourth downs, deep in Jacksonville territory, going for it on fourth downs with Jake Browning. I mean, they came to win and he played great. So look, am I all in on Jake Browning now? Probably not. I mean, we've seen guys do this and then it's like, oh yeah, that's right. There's still Jake Browning, but you at least have to be encouraged by what you saw last night.
Oh, definitely. I don't always give Zach Taylor too many props because on some level, I don't feel like, he's fully responsible for the Bengals going to the Super Bowl a couple years ago and being, good. And I think they underachieve a lot. But I give props to him for last night for getting this team ready because, I mean, they know they're in a must win. If they lose, I mean, they're basically out of the playoffs, not technically, mathematically, but pretty much, right? They had to win, and they had Browning now as their guy for this, as the starter. Like he had to do something. He got a game plan for him that worked. They were ready, and they beat a good team. So yeah, definitely they showed up to play. So that's encouraging right there. All right, you know what? Let's talk about this next game, which was on Thursday night. I don't think many people are excited about the Pats and the Steelers. I'm just going to say it there. Probably not. But
well, here's the thing. Last week, when was it? Thursday night. Oh yeah, it's going to be a terrible game. Cowboys are going to blow them out. Great game. Monday night. Oh, it's going to be a terrible game. Jags are going to blow them out. Great game. Maybe we're going to get a great game. Who knows?
Maybe we will with Mitch Trubisky versus Bailey Zappi. It's possible. Probably not. But you know what? I can't guarantee. But you know what? I will say 99.9%. I'm almost completely sure of Najee Harris gets at least 1 yard. I'm pretty sure.
If he plays.
Yeah. Is he not going to play?
He didn't practice today with a knee injury.
Okay, 98.9% sure Najee Harris, if he plays, will get 1 yard. Now, if he doesn't play, then there switches to somebody else.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
let's just put it this way. If you're new to Underdog and you sign up, you'll have somebody who's going to play on Thursday night. Right now, it's Najee Harris. And just needs 1 yard. That's it. Doesn't have to do well in any way, shape, or form. Just 1 yard. Take the higher. Try and give you a free pick here. This is a way of saying welcome. Thanks for joining Underdog. You get Najee Harris, 0.5 yards. It actually was going to be Kenny Pickett. Had to switch that. See if they have to switch Najee. That would be pretty funny. It would have to be somebody. It would have to be somebody who's a Steeler. Can't even pick it. I don't even know what Patriot to pick. I wouldn't even know. And I wouldn't get bet on anybody going over a yard. But
yeah, I don't think you could guarantee anybody getting a yard on the Patriots.
I really wish it should have been Zeke. Anyways. Right now it's Najee Harris, higher than 0.5 total yards. You get this if you sign up, if you're new to Underdog, but make sure you use promo code ENDGAME because it gets you that. And also a deposit match of 100% up to $100. So you can check that out right now if you haven't done it yet. Also, we got drafts. We did one last week, done one a couple of weeks now. We'll do probably one this week again with you, our in-game viewers. So be prepared for that. But again, right now, if you haven't tried Underdog, it's a good time to do it. All right, but we're here to help you get ready for week 14. So let's get to some of the questions that we have. And let's start with Ian Rankin. Well, I'm going to assume is still watching. You put this comment 2 hours ago. Ian wants to know if you can drop Spears for Zeke.
I would not want to drop Spears. Eckler, Hall, I mean, how good can you feel about Cooper?
Not too good. Thoughts on Cooper? Are you going to drop Cooper instead?
I mean, are you going to actually play Zeke? Man.
Downs or JSN? He has Eckler, Hall, and Warren at running back.
Yeah, I mean, look. How good are we feeling about Eckler right now? How good are we feeling about Hall right now? I mean, okay, you're probably going to feel great about Warren if Najee is actually out.
True.
Najee hasn't missed a game since going back 2 years of college. Like the dude just doesn't miss games. Like remember last year we thought for sure there was that game where he hurt his knee or something on Monday Night Football. And then he played. No problem. It was fine.
Well, there was some thought that said he played all throughout the first part of the season hurt. Remember that? The people saying he right and he played and he was slow and didn't look good. And then he caught fire the second half of the season. So maybe he was just playing hurt half the year.
Yeah. But anyways, I mean, really, is JSN really ever cracking your lineup? Hate to say it. I mean, because, look, this is the time of year where, you got to get ruthless. It doesn't help having some guy on your bench that maybe hopefully will break out week 18 or something. You know what I mean? We're past that point. It's your starting lineup is everything right now. Literally everything. So the only reason I don't want to drop Spears, even though you're probably not starting him, because we saw last week. I mean, if Henry goes down between now and the end of the season, yeah, you're gonna want Spears on your bench for sure. You're gonna want Spears. So I mean, I think you probably need to get Zeke with this team. Sadly, I don't know. I could probably drop JSN or maybe even Cooper, depending on how deep your league is for Zeke.
Yeah, and I had talked about Tajee Spears on the waiver wire because we had thought, we were told that he might have a concussion, Derrick Henry, that is, and now all of a sudden, miraculously, the next morning he doesn't. So if he's playing, then Spears won't see enough touches, but you still want him because, again, what if Henry does go out? He's got that upside.
Yes.
And then Zeke's getting touches, so I would drop a receiver, one of these receivers. I think Like this week, I know I don't want to start Cooper again. I might want to hold on to Cooper just because Joe Flacco is at quarterback and he actually throws the ball down the field and maybe. So I probably would drop either Downs or JSN first. All right. What about 369? Right. Let's do one of these. Which handcuff would you rather pick up between Gainwell, Spears, Elijah Mitchell, Rico, or Rashawn?
Well, Rashawn's the one that might actually give you something. But at the same time, like, even if Rashawn is technically the lead back, are you excited about Rashawn Johnson in this Bears offense with Khalil Herbert still there, Deontay Foreman likely back? I mean, I don't know. Like, Rashawn feels like that guy you pick up because you feel like you need to, but he never really cracks your lineup. Whereas, again, like we just said, Tyjae Spears, he was this close this week to, potentially helping you win in week 14. It's really weird because it sure looked to me like Derrick Henry was not conscious momentarily. But hey, I'm not a doctor, not my call. Guess if he's not in the concussion protocol, he's fine. But we've seen, right? He was this close. And look what Tyjae Spears did in that game, and he really didn't start getting the ball until like late in the game, and he still was. He's just one of these guys, right? If he got 15 plus touches, he would have a chance for multiple home runs a game. So I think I have to go Spears 1. Probably got to go Elijah Mitchell 2 because any running back in that San Francisco offense is going to be fantastic. So I'm going to go Spears 1, Mitchell 2. I don't know. Then maybe Rashawn 3 because he has a path. Rico, well, maybe Gainwell 4 just because the Eagles have such a good playoff schedule. But I don't know if Gainwell would be the guy. If Swift went down, I think we'd probably see some Boston Scott, some Rashad Penny. I don't know. That's probably how I would order him.
Yeah, Rashawn really isn't a handcuff. He's part of a committee and might want it being the lead back, but he's also not the guy I'm most interested in here. I'd probably go Mitchell 1, Spears 2, because if you're banking on an injury either way, I think who's got more upside? It's close, but I'd probably just prefer the guy in the Niners offense.
True.
So, but one of those two. And then I would go Rashawn, then Gainwell, Rico, no matter. If you can get two of these guys, try to get two of these. Don't drop starter, obviously, but if possible. Mary Joe, 18 PPR, Fields, Bijan, White, DJ, Amon-Ra, Njoku, Debo. On the benches, Olave, Swift, Kirk, Reed, McBride. Trying to get Ferguson off waivers. That would be nice.
That would be nice. That would definitely be nice.
Why? I mean, I know it's an 8-team league, but again, after last week, why is Ferguson just on waivers? I don't know. Pick him up. Would you play? Well, okay, you can drop Kirk now. You can. What about Swift? Because somebody else just now, Tron was asking about Swift. Swift hurt?
I think he was questionable, but it's Tuesday. Like, my panic level for a guy being potentially questionable on a Tuesday is like 0. Like, have we heard anything?
I haven't heard anything. I know some people worried because he didn't touch the ball much last week. Well, that's because they got blown out. That has nothing to do with anything else. But I'm probably starting Bijan or White anyway, so I think you're fine with that. Olave, you might want to start, but I don't know if I'm benching Debo, so I think you're good.
Yeah, man, tough to have Olave on the bench, but probably can't start him over those guys, so you're good.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Gotta start Debo. All right, what about a new member? We got Matt. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Matt will answer any questions you have. I'm sure you probably put one down there, but we'll see. All right, here's that question with Swift. Trone's wondering if you should put in a waiver for Gainwell. My only other RBs are Monty, Hunt, and Spears. Pierce is available on waivers.
I mean, yeah, you need to get some running backs for sure.
Saying my only other RBs, meaning you have Swift. In that case, yeah, I think it's fine to go ahead and get Gainwell. I think you can prioritize him over Pierce.
Yeah, I mean, what's the upside for Pierce here? I think we just saw it, right? 15 carries and a touchdown.
Yes, somebody did say Damian Pierce. On
Get
cue.
Get you 10. You got you 10 PPR points last week, which, hey, it's 10 more than he's been getting you. So that was good. Yeah.
There's that.
Probably go Gainwell. I haven't seen anything. Well, what's the word on Swift? What is this?
It's just good to have Gainwell anyways. Not that I'm really worried about him not playing this week, but I think it's still good to have Gainwell. So, yeah, sure, you can do that. And you already have a guy like Spears. Joe Castles. Do you think JJ will play?
Yes.
And can he boom?
Will he boom? I don't know, but you got to find out. You got to put him in your lineup to find out. Like, you can't. You didn't hold Justin Jefferson for however many weeks it's been. It feels like it's been forever. And then, like, not put him in your lineup this week. It doesn't, like, it sounds like they gave him more than enough time. Like, this isn't like, I'm not worried that, maybe he's not 100% yet. Like, he should be well past 100%. They're still fighting. They're still fighting. They're still in this. They're not out of it. So, yeah, I think you got JJ, you play him. Like we saw with Chase last night. Guys that good, just get him in your lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he would be a reason to.
Yeah, I'm definitely not worried about the matchup. That's for sure.
Nah, Spearsy, what's up? Stroud or Goff? Who the Lions get this week?
Lions get the Bears on the road. Stroud gets the Jets on the road. Oh, man.
Yeah, might be Goff this week.
It would be hard to bench Stroud, but I get it. Like, Goff hasn't really been great either.
No, he hasn't been great lately, but he's still putting up points. He's still throwing enough.
Yeah, and it's the Bears. I think, Goff. Not only that, Stroud against the Jets on the road. No Tank Dell. Can't feel great about him this week. I guess go Goff.
Yeah, just this week. That's the only reason, because the matchup there. I think rest of the season, schedule-wise, fine with Stroud. This week, I'm okay with Goff. Flex, Nico Flowers.
It's still got to be Nico. I know it's a tough matchup, but I mean, Flowers, like, okay. He scored the last time they were out there. He scored twice, but let's be real. The second touchdown was them just trying to run out the clock, and the Chargers did not expect them to give an end around to their wide receiver. They were just looking for the Ravens to hand off to Gus Edwards and run it up the middle, right? And try to run out the clock. Like, can't really bank on that again. I mean, what's the upside with Flowers, really? Like, you got to still be Nico. It's got to still be Nico.
Yeah, still starting Nico. Not loving him this week, but not completely sitting him just because of Sauce. And then Taysom or Muth.
Gotta go Taysom. I mean, you just do. Like,
yeah.
Again, what's the upside for Freiermuth? I don't know. So
it's not good.
Just gamble on Taysom. Gamble on Taysom.
Yeah, Muth is not in a great spot. Patriots defense not generous to tight ends, and then it's Mitch Trubisky. Like, this game is going to be 3-0. Legitimately, it could be.
Singletary, not even the guy anymore. So,
yeah. All right, and then Trone says he picked up Likely.
I mean, I would say, like, I don't know. Are you holding these defenses for the playoffs, or do you just have them both? Like,
it sounds like he's got them both. Just drop a defense. In this case, would probably drop the Niners.
Although I will say this is a time where maybe he's stashing them. Maybe he's locked into the playoffs, so he wants like the Browns. I know do get the Jets week 17. Sure, the 49ers have some good matchups. He could probably drop Hunt. Or you could probably even drop Curtis Samuel. He's on bye this week. He didn't do much last week. He probably could even drop Curtis Samuel, honestly. But get Kmet, yeah.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't need to start Hunt. Don't know how deep you are running back, but if you don't need him, which, again, I hope you don't, I guess you can drop one. Eddie J says the question is below. All right, let's look for it. Here it is. All right, so Lamar or Stroud?
Gotta be Lamar. I mean, it's Lamar pretty much every week, but especially this week.
Yes, exactly. The fact that it's not a great spot for Stroud makes it easy to say Lamar. And then drop Josh Downs for Josh Palmer.
Nah. We don't know when Palmer's coming back.
Yeah.
I know Downs was disappointing again, but he's at least playing. He's healthy. He's involved. I'm keeping Downs.
I mean, I'll be interested to pick up Palmer when he's back, but unless there's something came out today that I don't know about, there's no guarantee he plays this week. I don't know that he's even been activated. Has he?
Yeah.
I don't think
I
so.
haven't heard anything.
He legit could not play until week 16 to 17, something like that. So I'm not going to pick him up just yet.
Yeah, and the last time I heard Brandon Staley, he said there's a possibility Josh Palmer returns this season.
Yeah. I'm not.
That's not what you want to hear. Like, oh, there's a possibility he returns this season. Like, that doesn't sound like he's close.
Right. So Lamar, no, and then RB options are Swift and Achane with JT out. Who do you pick up from waivers? Spears, Chase Brown, Herbert, or Foreman?
I mean, do we got to pick up Chase Brown?
That's what I'm thinking. It's not going to be one of the Bears.
No, I think Chase Brown, like he got, again, I know everybody's losing their mind because Mixon finally had a huge game, but Chase Brown was better last night with his touches. He just was. I mean, he picked up big chunks of yards. And look, Joe Mixon is only still on the Bengals because he agreed to take a massive pay cut. They have no ties to Joe Mixon long term. They drafted Chase Brown this year. The only reason Chase Brown hasn't been more involved all year is because he's been hurt. If Chase, Chase Brown was, I wouldn't say he was like one of my favorite running back prospects, but I really liked Chase Brown. I thought he was one of the most underrated prospects this year. I really think if Chase Brown was healthy this year, we might be looking at a committee at this point. We might be looking at a 50-50 split right now. The only reason Chase Brown hasn't carved out a bigger role is because this is the first game he's played since week 1 or 2? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only reason he's not getting more touches. I bet he starts getting more touches as the season goes on. And if Mixon goes down, who's behind him?
Travion Williams or something like that?
Yeah, Travion Williams? Like, nah. So I think I got to put Chase Brown 1, Spears 2.
Agree. I'm interested in Brown. We can't just ignore this offense now. Chase Browning looks pretty good, and Chase Brown himself looks pretty good.
Don't forget this matchup against the Colts this week.
Well, yeah, that too. I was gonna say the Jags run defense has been pretty tough. It wasn't like a rollover, kind of like they played the Carolina Panthers. No, it wasn't like that. So, yeah, I'll go Brown. Good news. Defy Dior is in the playoffs. Love to hear it.
There we go.
And then 95 offered Mahomes for Purdy.
Oh, every year fantasy football. You think by now I'd be numb to it. I would just accept that. You think by now I would just accept that fantasy football is just this random weird game where by the end of the season we're debating, would you rather have Brock Purdy or Patrick Mahomes for the rest of the season? Because every year we get to this point where it's like ridiculous. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, I'd rather have this guy. But I don't know if I'd rather have Purdy. I mean, I don't know. Like, Purdy feels safer, honestly. That's what's crazy is like Purdy feels safer. I mean,
yeah,
Purdy is like crazy. Like 27 attempts, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, what? 20? What? And it's not like, it's not like 27 attempts because he's Jameis Winston and, 15 of them are incomplete, but 12 of them are bombs for touchdown. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and 2 interceptions.
It's like 27 attempts because he throws like a 10-yard slant and it goes for 40 yards for a touchdown or whatever, right? Or
exactly.
I'm not trying to like belittle Brock Purdy. He's a good quarterback and he makes good throws. But like, it's just crazy to think like somebody can only throw the ball 27 times and have those kind of numbers. But But he does it. But I mean, could I really take him over Mahomes? I don't know. Maybe I'm too stubborn. I'm still going Mahomes.
I'm with you. I'm gonna go Mahomes here, even though that wide receiver core is just not great. Mahomes can do it himself, and he'll run more than Purdy. He's
Yes.
running a fair bit. I don't know. I feel like this time of the season he'll pull it out, right? Mahomes always does. He'll find a way. He'll do what he needs to do. I feel like this week against Buffalo, right in Arrowhead, he has a big game because that's what he does. So it would be really hard for me to take Purdy over Mahomes. So if you're getting Mahomes, yeah, I would do it. I'd rather have Mahomes. And then we have Hallie again. I hope I'm saying that right. It's Hallie. Hey, Fields or Stroud?
Got to be Fields this week. I mean, it's going to be hard to play Stroud unless you don't have a really good option. I mean, again, on the road against the Jets without Tank Dell, I mean, it's going to be very hard to start Stroud this week for me.
All right, Fields. Yeah, you're going Fields, right? I'm going Fields.
Yeah, definitely Fields. At home against the Lions, yeah, give me Fields.
And then Nico or Noah Brown. It's got to be Nico.
Still got to be Nico. He's the number one guy here. He's getting the targets. He's getting the air yards. Got to be Nico.
Right. Right. Let's see. Next is Miguel Perez. Lost Kirk and Ramondre. Better flex. Downs, Warren, or Singletary?
I mean, losing. Oh, man. Fantasy football is pain. Pain.
Yeah. And,
it's got to be. I think it's got to be Warren. I mean, I think they're both good options, but I think it's got to be Warren. He's involved. He's splitting with Najee. It is a good this run game prior to last week had been looking good. I'm just gonna chalk up last week to a weird game. Remember that game didn't even end until like halftime of the late games because of all the weather delays. I mean, they had like 2 weather delays. Kenny Pickett got hurt. I'm just gonna chalk that up to a game where the players are probably like, let's just get out of here, right? Like, let's just get this thing done.
Yeah, exactly. Everything working against Pittsburgh, Pickett going out early, not that, he's so amazing or anything like that. It's not like the Chiefs losing Mahomes, but it does affect the team mentally when their starting quarterback all of a sudden is out for the game middle of the game. The weather was bad, and then the delays. It's just a weird game. So I'm going to go Warren here.
Yep.
For sure. And I was going to say that Ramondre, it's not like he was, he's not CMC. It's not like he was a crushing for fantasy, but it's just so brutal because starting running back that you could set and forget, and that was actually a workhorse back, he was dependable. If nothing else, he was dependable, and now he's gone. That's what hurts.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, how do you replace that guy in week 14? I guess with Zeke.
Right, exactly. With Zeke.
Brutal.
Cerulean Dog needs a QB streamer this week. Dobbs, Stafford, Browning, or Minshew?
I think I got to go Stafford. I know you say, oh, man, on the road against Baltimore, but look what he just did at home against the Browns. They got all their weapons back, right? They got Kyron's healthy. Puka is healthy enough, I guess, with that shoulder injury. Kupp, I guess, is healthy enough. He's been playing great. I mean, Dobbs might not even be the starter this week. Minshew, not nearly as good of a spot. Browning, I don't know if I'm ready to do it with Browning. I'm gonna go Stafford.
Someone's ready for it, but before we get to that, I'll say Stafford too, because with all the pieces back here, he's looked good. He's looked like Vincent Stafford. He looks healthy. I'm going to go Stafford here pretty easily. And so John Salazar, you can't just casually throw this in the chat and think we're not going to bring it up. So John saying to fire Browning because he's better than Burrow.
Oh, okay.
Jake Browning better than Burrow.
All right.
Not my words. Repeating John's words.
I don't feel like people realize who Jake Browning is.
I probably don't. Who is Jake Browning? I know he was like some amazing high school quarterback, but
he's a was he 27 years old. 27-year-old quarterback.
Oh. It's like the who is that? Now I'm trying to think. The guy who came in for Cleveland a few years ago. Remember, he was like 30 years old and he came in. He started for a few games. Oh, God, what was that guy's name?
And then people are like, "Oh my gosh, this is him." Was he? When was he? Was he? Was he even drafted coming out of college?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
He went undrafted in 2019. So an undrafted quarterback in 2019, somehow, who's better than one of the best QBs in the game, has just been sitting there for NFL teams. For any because look, if NFL teams have a need, it is not quarterback. No teams need quarterbacks in the NFL. That is not a need. So undrafted Jake Browning for what? 4 years. It's been sitting there.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out if this is like unwarranted Browning hype or is this just like a Burrow diss. I'm trying to figure out which one it is.
This has gotta be a Burrow diss.
I feel like it is. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see.
Burrow diss.
We'll see. Stranger things have happened. Maybe the rest of the season, QB1, Jake Browning.
I don't know if stranger thing. Well, look,
would be strange.
Yeah, maybe Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady, but Tom Brady at least was a rookie and not undrafted. So,
yeah, and now it's going to bother me the rest. If anybody knows who I'm talking about, the guy who was for the Cleveland Browns several years ago, he was like 30 years old. He came in and he's good, he's mature, and he started and he was okay for a few games. And then he fell back. I can picture his face too. I just can't remember his name.
Let's see. I could probably.
Right, Brian Forth. What's up, Brian? Can I have some flowers? You can have Zay Flowers. I can trade them to you in a couple of leagues. Making the playoffs in 4 of 4 endgame leagues and getting a bye in 2 of them. Nice. All right. Yes.
Yeah, but you want flowers?
How about the prize
How about just you want the prize money? You want the championship? You want flowers? I mean, sure. I'll send you some flowers. That's what you want. Although, I don't know. My wife might wonder what's going on. Like, why are you sending this Brian guy flowers?
Yeah,
what's going on over there?
Well, we appreciate.
I swear it's fantasy football. I swear.
Just keep in mind who's still the number 1 seed in the redraft 2 league after last week. But yeah, we'll see. Let's take it to the postseason. Sven Dragon, 1 running back, 1 flex standard. Ford Hall, Cup, Zeke, Noah Brown.
I think Zeke has to be a running back. I really do. He gets the Steelers. He's going to get 15 plus carries. He's probably going to catch 3 or 4 dump offs. And sadly, I bet he picks up more yards than Breece Hall this week, which is really sad. Really sad. But what Breece Hall, I mean, it was funny because at Thanksgiving, my cousin, Steven, what's up if you're watching this? Because I was looking at his lineup and I'm like, oh, wow, you're benching Breece Hall. He's like, I'm tired of watching this guy run for 2 yards. And then what did he do? He ran for 2 yards on Friday. And then what did he do the next week? He ran for 1 yard per carry, right? 1 yard per carry. Like, I bet you Zeke runs for more yards than Breece Hall this week and probably catches a similar amount of passes. I mean, it's sad. It's sad, but Zeke at running back, Cup probably your flex. Cup of flex. Zeke and Cup.
Yep. I agree. I'm not going to throw Noah Brown out there, especially in the standard league. Let's see if he's fully healthy. Not a great spot. I think he's startable, but in standard, nah. Forward, not getting enough touches. Give me Zeke over Hall. That's right. Zeke Elliott for the Patriots over Breece Hall. Here we go.
Ugh. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
All right. Yeah. Juice 420 already taking the L at their time because he's playing against CD. All right. And Taysom, predicting God tier Taysom this week. Now, I predicted a boom for Taysom last week, and I think he kind of fit. I wouldn't say he was God tier, but he was worth starting for sure. Does he go to the next level this week?
He might. I mean, they might use him. Look, he could have last week. those touchdowns went to Alvin Kamara easily could have gone to Taysom Hill instead. He was getting plenty of chances to score last week. He just didn't follow through. But aren't you like 12-2 or 11-2?
Yeah, I think he is.
Like,
But it doesn't
don't you
matter.
have like the first or second seed locked up? Like, this is a week you should just be like, you know, what you should really be doing. All you should be caring about this week setting yourself up for the playoffs. Like, that's what I'm doing in my home league. I'm just looking at guys I can pick up because in our home league we only 4 teams make it. I'm just looking at guys I can pick up who like, okay, who have good matchups in week 16, week 17 that I could potentially be playing those weeks. I don't care about if I win or lose this week. I don't care if I win or lose next week. Not playing for flowers, Brian. Sorry, I'm playing for championships. I'm going for championships. Don't send me flowers, send me the belt.
Yeah.
Even though I think
Greenbacks.
Brian, I'm not playing for the belt, sadly.
We'll see. We'll see if Taysom goes God tier this week. We'll see. I'm not calling it. I do think he's still a solid start, but yeah, see how that works. All right, Vinny said took some heavy losses. Yep. Tank, Stevenson, and JT. Ouch. And 10-3, but need some help here. Half PPR, 1 quarterback, 1 receiver, 1 flex. Got Stroud, Fields, Puka, Wilson, Thielen, Pollard, Gibbs, Moss, Connor, and McBride is on bye, so we get to pick between Gerald Everett and Kate Otten.
Well, I'm going Fields at quarterback. I think you got to go Puka at wide receiver. I know he burned you last week, but I think you got to roll the Moss at running back.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting every single touch. It's a way better matchup this week against the Bengals. I'm not feeling Pollard against the Eagles, so I'm going Moss at flex. And then you got to go Everett over Otten. Otten didn't even get a target last week. Plus, Everett gets the Broncos this week, one of the worst defenses against tight ends. So you got to go Everett over Otten.
Yeah, definitely going to go Everett. In fact, I'm having to put in a couple of leagues for a tight end because I have McBride. So, and I did put Everett in. I think one league I'm picking up Everett, or hopefully picking up Everett. Moss, I agree. I think the Moss is the flex. I feel like this is going to be a big Moss week. And Fields and Puka. So there you go. Just try to survive in advance. That's all you can do. At least you have startable running backs. I mean, Pollard definitely startable. Moss should be good. Gibbs and Connor. After last week, Connor. Yeah. But, yeah. Don't love it. Don't love not having JT, but Moss is at least a good replacement.
Yeah, at least you have Moss.
This caught my attention. I think I did a double take to make sure. Casey Beard says the Nico Collins is available on waivers. This must be a shallow league because he's saying he's going to drop one of these guys: Brees, Connor, Metcalf, Pittman, Gary Wilson, or DJ Moore.
I mean, it's hard to hear these words coming out of my mouth, but again, you got to be ruthless this time of year. I think you can just drop Brees. Like if someone's all excited to grab Brees Hall, hey, he's yours. Have him. Have Brees Hall in his 10 PPR points every week that you get. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Nico's too good.
Yeah.
Like, maybe are you going to drop maybe Garrett Wilson?
It's one of the Jets.
It's one of the Jets. I mean, I guess if it comes down, well, look, I don't know who your running backs are versus your wide receivers. Maybe it makes more sense to drop Garrett Wilson because you're picking up a wide receiver, so it doesn't hurt your wide receiver depth. Whereas if you have James Conner, Brees Hall, and then maybe your only other running backs, you only have like 1 or 2 other running backs, maybe you don't want to give up Brees Hall because you need the depth. So maybe Garrett Wilson's better to drop than Brees Hall. But I feel like that's me clinging on to some hope that we're going to see Brees Hall this year, but we're probably not. I think at this point, it's probably just over, right? It's over.
Yeah, either one is fine. I guess just because you listed 4 receivers, you seem to have more receiver depth. Running back's hard to get, but I don't think it makes a difference. Either one. Like, do we even know who the quarterback is for the Jets?
Well, we know it's not Tim Boyle because after benching Zach Wilson to play Tim Boyle for 2 games, they cut him. Like, you know what? I like Robert Saleh. I think he's a good coach. But what he's done after the Aaron Rodgers injury this year has been very perplexing. Very perplexing. Like, he was just all in on Zach Wilson, right? Like, no, Zach Wilson's a guy. Zach Wilson's a guy. Zach Wilson's a guy. And then he benches Zach Wilson for Tim Boyle, like caves to the pressure, I guess, to Tim Boyle, and then now cuts Tim Boyle after 2 games. Like, and now he's like trying to get Zach Wilson to play again. Like, hey, come back, play for us again. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in New York this year, but it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah, I said this. You'll see. Well, one of them's out, others coming out. Pretty much every start sit when it came to the Jets, I was like, I just don't care. I don't want anything to do with this offense. I don't care what position. Garrett Wilson is a stud. Buy him low in Dynasty, but
Yes.
I'm not going to start him this week. So, anyways, either one. What about Flair? Needs a tight end streamer over McBride. Waller, he's not going to play this week. Tucker Kraft, Chig, or no Jets? Just going to say no. I mean, you can play Conklin if you want to.
Yeah, Conklin's okay. He's been getting semi-involved, but again, we don't. I mean, I don't know. He had some okay games with Zach Wilson. If it's even Zach Wilson, maybe it's Trevor Siemian. I mean, Tucker Kraft. Look, if Christian Watson is out, maybe that helps Tucker Kraft a little bit. Chig has actually been getting involved, but how good can you feel about Chig, the Titans, on the road?
No,
this
Titans
week?
on the road. And Traylon Burks is back. Not that it made a huge difference, but
I might just go Tucker Kraft.
I would
probably not going to have Christian Watson this week. Let's be real.
Yeah, get Kraft and hope for a touchdown. At least he has touchdown upside. That's pretty much it. WC Explore. Would you start Sharps or try to get a different RB2?
Well, if Walker is out, Charbonnet is startable. Like, you can't feel great about it on the road against San Francisco, but he'll get the touches. But what if Walker plays? Now what are you going to do? So I would definitely be trying to get a different running back too, or at least another running back too. I don't know if I would drop Charbonnet, but I would want to have a backup plan in case Kenneth Walker plays. For sure.
Yeah. I don't want to start Charbonnet, but I don't know. You say try to get a different RB2. How are you going to get one? That's the question. Are you going to try to trade for one? I don't know. So try to get a different RB2 would be my first answer, but it depends who it is. It depends what you consider an RB2. Doug Fenton. Also, the trifecta. Nice. Lost Tank, Ramondre, and Kirk. All in one fell swoop.
Jeez.
Condolences. Have CMC. Okay, that's good. Gus, Rashawn, Aaron Jones. Can you drop Ramondre Stevenson? Probably.
But I mean, you can definitely drop Tank and Kirk. You can definitely drop them. I mean, Tank for sure. We know Tank is done for sure. I mean,
oh yeah,
Kirk is like
he's officially on IR. Like, there's no reason to hold on to Tank if you're not in a dynasty or keeper league. Kirk, I swear they just said 8 weeks. Like, maybe he'll be back for the Super Bowl, so you can definitely drop Kirk.
Well, yeah. What they said was he probably needs surgery. That would put it. That timeline for the surgery would be 8 weeks. He didn't say he's for sure having surgery, but I mean, he's probably having surgery. Let's be real. They wouldn't say he probably needs surgery if he didn't need surgery. So, and then Stevenson, yeah. I mean, what was the Schefter report? He's going to miss weeks. Well, I mean, there's only 4 weeks left in the NFL season. They're not going to bring Ramondre Stevenson back week 18 when they have 2 wins or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're shutting him down for the year almost certainly. So, yeah, you can drop him, grab. I would definitely pick up Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah.
Definitely pick up Spears. And then look, you might need to actually play Pierce. Like, you legit might need to start Pierce. So I would grab him in your case. At least he's getting touches. He could score. Like, We don't know when Aaron Jones is coming back. We don't know. Gus's role was way less before the bye week. Maybe it's even less now. We don't know what Rashawn's going to do. You might actually need Dameon Pierce. So
Yep.
I would go Mitchell, Pierce, and Spears would be the three I'd be grabbing.
Yeah, same for me. And I have no reason to hold on to these guys. You can just drop all three.
Yeah. Man,
And get those three. Hopefully you can get those three. Brenda, or does that say Brendo? I'm sorry.
Brendo.
QB is on a bye. Do I go after Minshew, Browning, or Flacco if it's a 6-point passing league?
Oh, man. Don't they? Who the Browns play? They have like a great match. We've already talked about it twice. Oh, the Jags in Cleveland, who just made Jake Browning look great.
Yeah, we knew one just for this week. It's the
I
Bengals
don't
are at
know.
home against the Colts. Colts, of course, on the road against the Bengals, and then Browns at home against the Jags.
I don't know if I could start Flacco or Browning over Minshew. That feels like too much. I mean, we've at least seen Minshew be capable. He's got Michael Pittman. It's not a terrible matchup against the Bengals. I probably need to go Minshew.
I think I'm going to go either Minshew or Browning. I don't know. I might go Browning because of the matchup. I think against this Colts defense. Well, the Colts are definitely worse against the run, but the Bengals can't run that well, can they? Again, I don't know. Yeah, Minshew's probably the safer option. But who wants to be safe? Just go Brown. Matthew Rice got a dynasty trade here. George Kittle in a second for 24. All right, so next year's second round pick for Waddle. So Kittle and a second for Waddle.
I mean, I was gonna say unless it's tight end premium, I'm taking Waddle. I mean, but I'm probably taking Waddle regardless. I mean, we're talking about what, a 24, 25-year-old wide receiver versus a 30-year-old tight end and a second round pick. I mean, give me Waddle all day here.
Yeah,
all day.
And then I can't believe it said earlier in the year you traded Waddle for 3 firsts.
3 firsts
for
yeah,
that's the win.
That's like 3 firsts. That's like that's like you're getting Jamar Chase or you're getting like, Patrick Mahomes and Superflex. That's what 3 firsts are. Wow, well done.
Yeah, you're gonna be stacked for next year. Ryan Hemmings. Who to drop for Zeke? I got Browning. He's saying he's fine at QB. It's super flex though. Singletary, Hollywood, Muth from a patient handcuff farmer concerned. Swift and Jones owner with the number 1 seed. I love it. I love all the elaboration here. Okay, so who to drop for Zeke?
Well, even if you're good at quarterback and Superflex, like I was just talking to Pierre before we came on air, I have a redraft Superflex team where we had Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson had just had like his best game of the year. Joe Burrow was finally healthy. Dak was starting to roll, and we were like, this is it. We're set. This league is done. This league has no chance. And then on the same week, we lost Burrow and Deshaun Watson, and now we're like struggling to make playoffs. So you can never have too many quarterbacks in Superflex. So even though you say you're fine at QB, if something happens, you're going to be happy you still. Well, I mean, maybe you'll be happy you still have Browning, but we'll see what he does this week. I think you could drop Singletary. I mean, he's basically a handcuff again, and you're picking up a handcuff who's no longer a handcuff. He's the starting running back. So I would drop Singletary for Zeke.
Right, because we know rest of the season Zeke is going to be locked into the workhorse role because they don't even have. I don't even know if they have another running back on the Patriots roster, honestly, because they haven't given the ball to anybody else. So it's going to be Zeke. I I think this is smart. Being patient is always good. And you should be concerned about Aaron Jones, that's for sure. So, yeah, do this. Aaron Achi. All right. Yeah, let's just pretend the DK thing never happened. But thankfully, everyone else came through. The start two, Metcalf, Garrett Wilson, Sutton.
I'm going Metcalf and Sutton.
Definitely.
Metcalf and Sutton. Sutton, I like Sutton a lot this week. He's actually on one of our, well, he's on the wide receiver video, of course, but he's on our boom video. Like Sutton this week.
And
look, I
those
don't
two guys,
like Metcalf this week, but I didn't like him last week either. Maybe he'll come through, but yeah, I like him more than Garrett Wilson. I'll tell you that.
right. What I like about those two guys is they're not on the New York Jets. That's what I like.
Yes, exactly.
We discussed this early. Maybe not everybody was on the stream at the very beginning, but is it safe to start Ingram considering Lawrence is gone?
Yeah, I think it still is. What I'm more worried about for Ingram this week is it's the Browns. It's one of the best defenses against tight ends, but he'll still get targets. Like it probably, like he probably won't have a game like he had last week, but I think he still gives you like a safe floor for a tight end. So
He's been as consistent in terms of target share and receptions as any tight end. Doesn't have as many big games, and of course he only has one touchdown, but he's very safe, right? He's not the most exciting tight end, but he's definitely safe.
Right.
Vinny Vargas, again. What's up? 16-teamer, 8-5, needs Stafford or Geno.
I mean, I'm going Stafford. I know Geno had that crazy big game last week out of nowhere, but this is on the road against San Francisco.
Yeah.
This isn't Dallas play. Like, how often does Dallas play Seattle? Like once every 5 years they play Seattle or something, right? It's like for Dallas, it's like, whatever, Seattle. We got the Eagles next week. We just came off a big win against Washington. This is San Francisco. These guys see each other twice a year. They're San Francisco, and plus San Francisco fighting for that number 1 seed now after beating the Eagles, right? They have a chance to get that number 1 seed now. So
True.
I mean, look, maybe he comes through again, but man, I'm not seeing it for Geno this week. I'm gonna go Stafford.
I'm going Stafford for sure. Cannot trust Geno in that situation. 1 receiver, 1 flex, Thielen, Puka, Zay Jones, Wilson, or Pierce.
I think Puka has to be your wide receiver. Oh man, who did the Jets play this week? Oh, jeez.
Who the Jets play?
Yeah.
Texans.
Jaguars on the road against the Browns with CJ Beathard. I might actually go Garrett Wilson here. Puka and Wilson.
Puka for sure. Yeah, flex. I mean, I don't think Thielen is really startable anymore.
Oh.
I'm wondering if I would consider Zay Jones over Wilson. That's my thought. My bad word about Wilson. At least like Trevor Siemian, if he's the quarterback, which it seems like he has to be by default, at least he's had games where he's looked not horrible in his career in the NFL. So I guess he's fine. I don't know. I like Beathard better. Yeah, I guess Wilson. Yeah. Don't want to. All right. We're going to go to Arvin Angeles. Let's see. Wide receiver RB help must win. All right. Needs 2 receivers, 2 running backs to flex. Scott, Deontay, DJ Moore, Jettis, Jaden Reed, Ford, Achane, Sharp, Warren, and Elliott. These are some good options.
Yeah, I think you got to go DJ Moore and Jefferson at wide receiver. Achane. I mean, look, if Najee somehow misses, like I think Warren is close to a must start. So I'll still go Achane and Warren. I think Zeke has to be one of your flexes. I'm probably going Jaden Reed as my other flex. Jaden Reed and Zeke. I can't believe how much I'm going to say yes to Zeke this week. Thank goodness the game is Thursday, so I don't have to say yes to him all weekend.
Exactly. We won't get Zeke questions much longer. You have to go DJ Moore and Jettis. No question there. You have to go H-N. Never not starting H-N again. Gonna agree with Zeke. And then Flex. You said this is PPR, right? I don't know about Warren. I definitely am a little more worried now. Might go Jaden Reed. I mean, I think I feel okay about him even if Watson plays or doesn't play. So I might go Jaden Reed. John, drop super chat. See if there's a question. Here it is. All right. Herbert, Hall, Etienne, Diggs, AJB, Schultz, Keenan, Olave on the bench is Terry, Hollywood. You can drop Ramondre. Nobody wants, I'm guessing he means B Hall trades.
Yeah, I mean, who wants Breece Hall at this point? This is like, hey guys, I got this running back over here doing nothing. You want him? His name is Breece Hall. Like his name is Breece Hall. Is that like that's it, right? That's all you got. You got the name Breece Hall. It's like, yeah, I'm not surprised people don't want Breece Hall.
Well, other trades you can make, I don't know. You really don't have much on the bench.
You still make trades. I mean, you still have a good. I mean, other than Breece Hall, I mean, you still got Justin Herbert. You got Travis Etienne. You got Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown, Keenan Allen, Chris Olave, Schultz at tight end. I mean, you still have a good team. You just got this. Yeah. It's just losing Ramondre was a killer because at least Ramondre, like you said, he was a dependable guy. You could just put him in your RB2 and not really worry about it. Now you got to put Breece Hall in as your RB2 and just pray that he. I don't even know. I don't even know what you're praying for. That he just falls into the end zone, basically.
But this team might be able to get by with Breece Hall as RB2 because your receivers are so good.
Right.
You know, Herbert, Keenan have a big game. You're pretty much set. You just don't have any trade value on your bench because Ramondre you just can drop. Hollywood is hurt and on bye. Terry is also on bye and hasn't done anything. So I don't really think there's anything you can do. So, Bobby Brook wants to know, is it finally time to break out Jordan Love or you stick with Purdy?
Well, I think this week you got to stick with Purdy. I mean, he's at home against the Seahawks. I'm going Purdy. I do like Jordan Love. And I certainly think, I think week 16, I think it's week 16, Purdy goes on the road to Baltimore. I probably am going to pick Jordan Love over Purdy that week. And it is a good matchup for Jordan Love this week against the Giants, but I can't. Right. I can't not play Purdy at home against the Seahawks. I can't do it.
No, it's got to be Purdy. Like, this is a reasonable question. I mean, this is fair the way Love is playing. But this next one, this is definitely a homer question. A.J. Dillon or DeAndre Swift?
Swift. I don't care if Aaron Jones is out. I don't care if Patrick Taylor is out. What are we waiting for AJ Dillon? It's been 4 years now? Remember that? Okay, remember his rookie year, that snow game where he had those 2 touchdowns and 125 yards, and everybody was like, "That's it. If AJ Dillon ever gets a chance, that's what's gonna happen." What happened to that guy? Where did that guy go? We've never seen that guy again. That was it.
He a literal
one-hit wonder.
All year, he's had now a few games with Aaron Jones not even active and has done nothing. So you just say floor. There's no floor with Dillon. The floor is 20 yards.
six fantasy points. That's your safe floor. I think Swift can get you that.
The only way I'm playing Dillon over Swift is if Swift is inactive because he's injured and doesn't play. That's the only way, honestly. Yeah. All right, Matt. 8-team PPR. Josh Allen, CMC, Achane, Keenan, Evans, Ferg, Diggs on the bench, Murray, Pollard, Metcalf, Puka, and Hill. Any changes, assuming that's Taysom Hill?
Yeah, that better be Taysom Hill. Man. I don't think so. I mean, you got great players on the bench, obviously, but what are you gonna do? You can't bench any of those guys. Like, do you have a bet?
Nope.
I mean, do I play Taysom over Ferguson this week at home
No.
against the Eagles? I don't think so.
No, he had a great game against the Eagles last time. He's been good now.
Well, not like that. The Cowboys at home, they just go scorched earth at home. And against this Eagles defense right now that looks terrible, yeah, they should go scorched earth this week.
Yeah, you're good. No changes whatsoever. You got it right. You got a great team, even in an 18 league. Chief Perp, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and 2 flex. Chase, Ridley, Collins, Flowers, Watson, Barkley, Jacobs, Javonte, Monty, Etienne, Swift, and Walker. Chase back to pretty much must start. I think kind of is.
Yeah, I think at wide receiver, I'm going Chase and Collins. At running back, Barkley and Jacobs. I think I'm going Etienne and Monty at flexes, I think.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Nico, not a great spot, but I still feel better about him than Ridley.
Yeah.
The Trevor Lawrence injury partly, but also just because he's more dependable. Yeah, Jacobs, you got to start. Etienne, you got to start. And then Barkley, still want to start. For me, it would be Monty and Swift, but Swift, not a great matchup for him. So, yeah, I'm fine with Monty. I don't think I'm going to start Walker, even if he's active.
Not when you have these guys. No, not when these.
Not with these guys, right? This team shouldn't start him. Then Javonte, forget it. All right, there you go. Next one. It was. Oh, that's who it was. There we go. Knew somebody would get it. Brandon Whedon. That's who it was.
Brandon Whedon.
Brandon Whedon.
Oh man.
Yes, that's the guy I was thinking of. Ran for the Cleveland Browns. He was like 30 years old, but he was a rookie because he was military or something weird. I don't know. Brandon Whedon. That's who it was. All right. Thank you. Just when I forgot. It was definitely not Johnny Unitas. No.
No.
All right. JN Sports Cards needs to win PPR 2. Pacheco, Kyron, Achane, or Saquon. Wow. Okay. That means we have to bench 2 of those guys. I mean, for this group, I can easily bench Pacheco.
I mean, I guess. I do really like Pacheco this week, but yeah, I probably have to bench him. I mean, Saquon against the Packers? That's fantastic. Kyron. How do you bench Kyron? But how do you bench Achane? I mean, I don't want to like rain on the Achane parade, but had the Commanders even made that game somewhat competitive, how much Achane would we have seen? Because we barely saw any Achane in the first half. Like, barely saw him.
Right. Well, here's
Even
the
in
thing.
the third quarter, we barely saw. He like did all his thing. He like had that touchdown, right? He had that short touchdown. I was like, okay, he's gonna have a decent game today. He's gonna get like 10, 11 points, whatever. And then that last drive, it was like all Achane, and he got like 50 yards and a touchdown on that last drive alone. And it's just like, oh, okay, I guess Achane's the garbage time back. I didn't realize that. But still, it's hard to bench him.
But they get the Titans at home this week. There's gonna be a lot of garbage time again. That's my thing. He's gonna get to run the ball. They're not gonna have to
I'm sure
sweat it out. I'm not. I'm not benching Achane. I'm not saying no to Achane. So to me, it's like, do I say Kyron or do I say Saquon?
Oh man,
I don't know. I think I might have to start. For me, I think I might have to start Kyron and Achane.
Oh man, I did not want to bench Saquon against the Packers. That's such a good spot, but all right, fine. Kyron and Achane.
I mean, if you want to sit Achane, you can sit Achane. We don't have to.
But Achane has that like ginormous ceiling.
All right, let's choose one. Stroud or Fields. Well,
That's
you're gonna
easy.
take
That's
Fields.
Fields.
Easy there. Pittman. Oh,
Oh.
I should have read this last. Pittman, and then whoever we don't choose. So for you, Saquon.
Yeah. Okay. So not Pacheco, even though we both like Pacheco this week, but not starting him over these guys. So those three run. So we sat here and did all this, and really the answer was Kyron, Achane, Saquon, and Fields.
I should just know. Just read the whole thing first. All right. Sir Boomer wants to know, please explain to me, like I was born in the middle of the last century, how I can get in an end game league next year. Oh, absolutely. Now, this won't be active for several months, of course, but once the time comes, when did we organize them? Was it like July or was it August?
Yeah, we may do some dynasty. Maybe we'll try some dynasty leagues this year. I'm always looking for new dynasty leagues for no reason at all because I don't really need more dynasty leagues, but I'm always looking for them. Do some starter drafts, but if you want to get in redraft leagues, yeah, usually like around August, I think we'll start doing them. So we'll probably talk about them on streams. We'll still be streaming during the season, either streaming mock drafts, streaming underdog drafts, whatever. Yeah, you'll know. We'll definitely make it. We'll make it known. You'll know. But they fill fast. That's what I will say. They fill fast.
Yeah, I'll just say that. Check it out during the offseason, especially if you get closer to the actual draft season, probably July-ish. I mean, we're going to do mock drafts the entire year. This is what we did last year. And I mean the entire year. We started, the week after the Super Bowl, I think, mock drafting?
Yeah.
Yes, we are fiends. We will mock draft every week. We'll be putting out all sorts of content. So just when it gets closer to actual draft season, we'll get a little earlier. We'll put it out there on the live streams. So you'll definitely get in there. Austin J. Fields or Tua?
Man, I think you still got to go Tua.
Yeah.
At home against the Titans. I do like Fields this week, but I'm still going Tua.
Agreed. Tua just has such a high floor. It's a great matchup for him. You know, the Dolphins smash those kind of defenses. Starting Pollard, Kyron, Lamb, Collins, flexing Rice. On the bench is Walker, Ferguson, Brandon Cooks. Thoughts? Who is
your tight end?
Yeah, who's the tight end? You got Ferguson on the bench. I don't see who your starting tight end is. It must be somebody good.
Are we going Cooks over Rice at home against the Eagles?
I like Cooks this week. Rice is fine, but I might go with the upside of Cooks.
Yeah, I think I'm going Cooks over Rice.
And then, assuming your tight end is better than Ferguson, I don't know who it is, but there's not much else you can do. No reason to risk Walker, even if he plays. All right, the Terminator is back. Needs some help. He's at 7-6. Are you going with Kincaid or Hill?
I think I still got to go with Kincaid. He's been mostly good. Playing the Chiefs. Got to think this is gonna be a game. Both these teams, you got to think, are gonna be ready to go. Should be a great game.
Yeah,
exciting game. I'm going Kincaid.
Yeah, if you have a tight end like Kincaid, you don't need to roll out Taysom Hill and risk it because you got somebody who's getting targets, who's got upside, who can score touchdowns. So Kincaid, it is. Thomas asking rest of season. I don't know if this is a waiver wire question in disguise, but is Zeke or Noah Brown?
I can't even believe it. I think it's Zeke.
I think it has to be.
He's gonna get all the touches, like Ty Montgomery. Who else do they even have? I don't even know who their other running backs are.
Oh, I legitimately don't even know if they have another running back, an actual running back.
Where's Nate? He probably knows. He knows.
Oh, yeah.
Jermichael Hasty?
They have him?
Yeah, I guess. That's what it says.
I don't know, but a running back in a Bill Belichick system has to earn his trust. Like he has to really, really trust you to put you out there and give you the ball. Michael Hasty's been with that team a couple of weeks. It's gonna be all Zeke. So I think you have to go with the guy who's getting the touches.
Plus, here's what you got to like about Zeke. First of all, Pittsburgh this week, that's a good matchup. KC in week 15, but they're worse against the run than the past. Then he gets the Broncos and the Bills to finish. Like, it's not even a hard schedule for Zeke. I mean, Zeke 2023 league winner was not on my bingo card.
Well, let's not go that far. We don't know for sure he's going to look like Zeke of old or just old Zeke. But look, with this complete lack of passing game, he's going to get the ball. He's going to probably get 20 touches a game. So you have to do that. I would say Noah Brown got more high upside, yeah, but he also has missed half the year. Guys had a lot of injuries. So just much riskier. Just go Zeke. All right, let's get to Chief Perp. Big props to Chief Perp. Always on here. Very active. Also got to be in a ton of leagues. All right, he's replacing his second QB for the season. First Burrow, now Lawrence. That's got to feel great. That just gives you that warm feeling inside when your starting quarterback gets hurt for the second time.
Gosh.
Love, Baker, Dobbs, Geno, or Russ.
Well, at least you have Love. I mean,
yeah,
grab Love. I might start Love. I might have started Love over Lawrence anyways this week, honestly.
True.
On the road against the Browns, Jordan Love against the Giants, the way he's looked, I probably would have gone Love over Lawrence anyways this week. So be thankful that Jordan Love is still out there for you. Go grab him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not like you're looking at, what was the other one? Joe Flacco, Tommy DeVito type of guys. Yeah, you got some good options at least here. Go Love. All right, and then we got to pick 2 receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, and a flex. Hill, Collins, Puka, Flowers, Godwin, Jacobs, Singletary, Gus, Chuba, and either Kincaid or Schultz.
Yeah, I just roll with Kincaid.
Yeah.
To me, Kincaid is like just outside that tier of like no doubt must start. He's like that next tier of like no doubt set and forget. Like if I have Kincaid, I don't even think about the tight end position. It's like I just roll with Kincaid. So go with Kincaid.
Yeah.
Go with Love. Hopefully you get him. You probably will because, I mean, the only quarterbacks on bye this week are what? Kyler Murray and Sam Howell. So, and you lost Lawrence, so it's not like somebody's looking for a Lawrence replacement. You are, so you got a good chance getting him.
And you lost Burrow.
Yeah. All right, so you need 2 wide receivers. I mean, Tyreek Hill, of course. I think I'm going to go Puka over Nico this week just because the matchup for Nico. So I'm going to go Tyreek Hill and Puka. 2 running backs. Jacobs has to be one. I guess Chuba. I mean, if he's going to get 25 carries, why not? So I guess Chuba. We already said Kincaid at tight end. And then, yeah, flex Nico.
Yep, agree with all of that. The Kincaid Schultz thing might be tough, except Schultz didn't even play last week with a hamstring. Who knows? Don't worry about it. Just go Kincaid. Definitely Love. Hill, Collins, Puka, Jacobs, Chuba, and good luck. All right, Boomer is 6 and 7. Gonna need an RB2 from Sharps, Keaton, Ty Chandler, or legitimately can ask now Pierce. Not going.
I might go Keaton at home against the Rams. He's got the upside. He's starting to get more involved. He's got that home run potential. I think I'm going Keaton.
Yeah, you think it should be Charbonnet, but with the matchup there, it's going to be brutal. If Kenneth Walker does play, yeah, just go Keaton and hope for the best. I agree. No hunt zone. I'm good with that. What's up? Took a huge win this week. Mixon, right? Mixon, week winner. That's probably the thing that was most surprising to me this week. And then D Hop, yeah. Look, I told you I kind of felt he might have a good game, but still, it's okay that you traded him. I don't think you'll really be sad about it rest of the season.
I mean, how many points did D-Hop have this week? He wasn't that good,
He
was he?
was
I mean, I
good.
know
He
he
had
scored.
75 yards, I think, in a touchdown. 5 catches, 75 yards in a touchdown, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad, actually. He barely outscored Parker Washington. That's just
You
crazy.
put it that way.
Okay, let's be real. As surprising as Mixon was, Parker Washington was the most surprising stat line of
Okay.
week 30.
Yes. Parker Washington, slightly more surprising. NTY in PPR, 2 wide receivers in the flex. Devontae Diggs, Pittman, and then you bench your Cooks. So are you putting Cooks over any of these guys?
No way. No chance. No chance.
Well, I mean, I'll say this. I do like Cooks this week. Put him on a video that's coming out on Thursday, right? Thursday. You're never, ever sitting Diggs. Never, ever sitting Pittman going forward. Well, maybe not never, but we have him now in the no doubt must start. You just start Pittman. And then Devontae is kind of like right there, right? He's not the no doubt must start, but he's kind of right in the next tier.
Yeah, he would be like in that next tier of like very, very, very good starts.
And we'll say this, even if Dallas Goedert plays, doesn't matter that much. Devontae Smith is totally fine with Dallas Goedert in the lineup last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can bench Cooks. Anthony Morales, full PPR, starting Lamar, Kyron, Pacheco, Nico, Debo, Taysom Hill, and A.J. Brown is the flex. Nice. Should I make any changes? Got these guys on the bench. Let's see. Love. No, not over Lamar. Ridley. DK and Adams. You going to consider one of those?
Yeah, AJ. I mean, if AJ Brown is I'm gonna put Adams in over Nico. I like Adams a lot this week. It's a good matchup against the Vikings. They're at home. Look, most of the time I'm probably gonna say Nico over Adams, but this week on the road against Sauce, DJ Reed, the Jets defense, I hope Nico comes through. I need him in a league. Like, I really need him to come through this week. I have my doubts, but Adams should be good. I'm going to put Adams in over Nico.
That's pretty much it. McBride's on bye. Stevenson, he's saying he's going to drop Stevenson to get Zeke. Smart move.
Which is fine, but I'm still not playing Zeke over Kyron or Pacheco.
No.
I've said Zeke. I've said yes to Zeke way more than I wish I ever had in my life, but no, I'm not saying yes to him over Kyron or Pacheco.
No, definitely not over those guys. Yeah, I agree. Put Adams in over Nico this week, and then that's it. You got a pretty good team there. So there you go. Jordan with another full PPR, wants a rating on this team and a lineup for week 14. All right, so we got Lamar, Etienne, and Mixon. Downs, Debo, Kittle, and Njoku at the flex. Green Bay defense and Justin Tucker. On the bench is Noah Brown, Keaton Mitchell, Nick Folk. Is that Dearness Johnson? I guess. And Kyler Murray.
Got the Etienne handcuff, maybe.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I just want to make sure there's not a different. That's all right. So no, this was a different one. I was thinking Keaton Mitchell. We just said something about Keaton Mitchell. I don't know. This isn't tight end premium. It doesn't look like. I'm not flexing Njoku.
Yeah, I might as well just roll Keaton Mitchell, or even Noah Brown, but probably Keaton Mitchell. As far as, I don't know how deep this league is. It's okay. I mean, you got Lamar, you got Etienne. Well, we'll see how Mixon does the rest of the season. I'm not buying in like one big game. But a real issue here is your wide receivers. I mean, Debo's your wide receiver 1. Downs, Noah Brown. Like, did you get just crushed by injuries? Like, I don't know. You don't really have a wide receiver 1. So, I don't know. 7, depending on league size. If it's a shallow league, not. If it's like a 14-teamer, like 7.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking 7. And I'm wondering now, considering, would I go Noah Brown over Downs this week? Just for get some upside in there. Because Downs has been less involved than I would like. Like this past week, we saw Alec Pierce get more involved. Some tight ends got targets. Downs is just not getting those deep shots. I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
I mean, I guess it depends. Like, here's my worry for Noah Brown this week. And look, with Tank Dell out, maybe it'll change. But when you look at that the coverage grade on fantasy points, he's got the worst of all the wide receivers.
Who almost does? Brown?
Noah Brown.
Huh.
Tank had the best if he was healthy based on the way they use him. Now, are they going to use Noah Brown in the Tank Dell role? I mean, maybe that'll be good for him if they do that, or are they just not going to have a Tank Dell role because no one can really play the Tank Dell role? I don't know. It's close. It is PPR. I think that does make it closer.
Yeah, well, definitely say not going to flex Njoku. You can go Keaton Mitchell, get some upside in there. That's probably risky enough. All right. Don't know if you can still trade or anything, but yeah, just need some more upset at receiver.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray. If it's possible, can you trade Kyler Murray to get something? I don't know. What about Michael Wilson? Carl wants to know, can you drop him if he moves? But he wouldn't move off IR during the bye, would he?
No, but I mean, even if they said, okay, Michael Wilson is going to be back in week 15, are you ever going to start Michael Wilson?
I think Michael Wilson is an interesting stash, not right now, but if he comes back, because we haven't really get to see him with Kyler Murray. He's an interesting guy. Again, this is for a deeper option for sure, but
I hear you, and I get that. And maybe if Hollywood Brown was out for the season or something, I'd like him. But again, we're talking about week 15. You're probably not going to start him week 15.
No.
Right? You're like, let me see what he does week 15. Even if he has a good week 15, like now you're banking on the fact that maybe he's startable for the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, the timing isn't ideal.
Right. This isn't, again, like I said earlier, this isn't the time to be like, well, let me stash this guy and hope he eventually breaks out. If you have room to stash Michael Wilson, sure. But if you need to drop Michael Wilson, I think you can drop Michael Wilson. Yes.
Yeah, you definitely can drop him. Yeah, that's the thing is, are you really going to start him in your semifinals or championship game? Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, unless he has like a big week 15, right? And then maybe you're like, okay, maybe I can trust this guy. But yeah.
Agree. Steven Cotto got a tough week with RBs. Help in a standard league. DK, Pollard, Swift, and Warren. Pick 2. Or drop Warren for Spears or Zeke.
Nah, you don't want to drop Warren. I mean, he's getting guaranteed touches. I mean, I would prefer. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Oh, I think I'm just gonna leave. You want to do this stream by yourself? I can't do this with Zeke anymore. Can't do this. This is like painful.
Gonna have to power through it for 2 more days. All right, Thursday. I'll just say. You want me to say it? You have to start Zeke. Ezekiel. What is his middle name? Ezekiel Elliott of the New England Patriots.
Spoon, Ezekiel Spoon Elliott. Is that his middle name? I don't know.
Standard league, pick 2. I mean, I think you're fine with Pollard and Swift. I don't think you have to start Zeke, even if you picked him up. So just go with Pollard and Swift.
Well, he's saying drop Warren for Spears or Zeke, but I mean, you definitely want to pick Zeke up, but there's nobody else you can drop. Especially in standard scoring, you definitely want Zeke because it's going to get yards.
Just hold on to Warren.
Yeah. So who are we starting?
I say Pollard and Swift this week.
What if Najee is out?
If he doesn't play at all, I don't know. Do we still feel better about Warren than Pollard?
I mean, how good can we feel about Pollard? I mean, well, no. I think Pollard. Can we feel better about Swift versus the Cowboys on the road than Warren at home against the Patriots? I guess.
A little bit, because Swift has more touchdown potential than anybody in the Steelers.
Yeah.
It's kind of close and standard, I guess. I think I might. Right now, I'm going to say Pollard and Swift. You prefer Warren over Swift?
I mean, if Najee is out, I definitely prefer Warren because he's going to get all the touches.
All right. Let's.
If Najee plays, then probably Swift.
All right. Check back in on Thursday, Steven. 95. So it's playing Bijan at RB1. So who's your RB2, Achane or Hall?
Definitely Achane. I mean,
there's no question here. It's Achane. And then tight end Kincaid or Ingram?
Kincaid. Got a better matchup this week. In a better offense. With a better quarterback. Kincaid.
Yeah, go Kincaid. Steven with another in standard. Similar, but not. Wait, it's a standard PPR.
Okay, so I guess just regular 1 point PPR. I'm benching. If I got to pick 3 of these guys, I'm benching Reed. I'm look. DK Metcalf is probably going to hurt you this week. Last time they played the 49ers at home 2 weeks ago, he crushed you. But I still think you got to roll him out over Jaden Reed. So I'm going DK, Chase, and Nico, and just I'm ready for the pain from DK.
Yeah, that's fine. Chase, Nico. I like Reed this week, but I still think you have to go DK over him. So it's the first 3. Terminator is officially back again. So asking Hill Kincaid, we did say Kincaid, but now asking how do you feel about Mixon at RB2? Got Jacobs at the 1, trying to pick up Zeke, as you should. Flexing DJ Moore, as you should. What do you think about Mixon?
I don't feel any differently about Mixon. Anybody who gets a decent, like we just saw with DK Metcalf. Anybody who gets decent amount of chances can blow up on any given week. I don't feel any better about Mixon just because he had a big game last night. Because if anything, I might feel worse about Mixon, to be honest. Because before I was like, well, he's going to get all the touches. Now it's like, is he going to get all the touches? I don't know.
That's right.
I mean, he'll still get the goal line touches, so that's encouraging. But yeah, I don't really feel any differently about Mixon. I mean, hey, he came through last night. Good for him. Good for people who started him. But I'm not all of a sudden flipping the script on Mixon and being like, now he's like a must start. But I'd probably still start him overseas this week.
Yeah, he's still startable. But another thing I don't feel as good now because you knew it's like, oh, he's due. He's going to have a game like last year. He's like, he's just going to score 4 or 5 touchdowns, whatever. He's due for the regression. And sure enough, it hit. But with him, it hits all at once. It's in one game. So, like, he got all those touchdowns out of his system, and now he's probably going to go 3 or 4 more weeks without scoring. So,
you know, it's funny. People, like, next year, people are going to be like, how can you say that about Mixon? He was like the RB14 last year or whatever it was. And it's like, yeah, because he had one big game and, you know, some okay games and he didn't get hurt. That's really that's it. Like last year, people were, he was the RB10. How can you say that? I'm like, yeah, you know, 55-point game and he didn't miss any games. He was the RB10. But trust me, if you had Joe Mixon, he was not the RB10.
Definitely don't feel like it, but he's still startable.
Yeah.
Chocolate Rain, PPR pick 3. Got wide receiver, and a flex. Ayuk, Chase, Olave, Nico, Rice. The first 3.
It's got to be Ayuk, got to be Chase. Yeah, I got to play Olave this week. Again, Nico. Next week, it might be Nico. Rest of the season, it might be Nico. But this week, on the road against the Jets, just go with Olave. Ayuk, Chase, and Olave.
Yeah. And then pick 2 running backs between Pollard, Kyron, Brees, Cook.
One running. Kyron and Pollard. Cook is certainly interesting, but I think I got to give Pollard the edge. Kyron and Pollard.
Agree. Not Brees. Got to go Kyron. I think Pollard will be fine this week. I'm going to go Pollard here. All right, we have Michelle Seeley. Would you drop Deontay, Noah Brown, or T. Higgins?
I still think I'm dropping T. Higgins. Even with that big Jake Browning game, it wasn't T. Higgins. Is anybody really picking up T. Higgins if you drop him? I don't know. Are we banking on Jake Browning like being Joe Burrow and supporting T. Higgins? I don't know. Deontay feels almost droppable too, though. But maybe T. Higgins.
Deontay's definitely, but I still feel like I need to hold on to Deontay. He'll have some big moments. The quarterback change doesn't really matter, does it? It might even be better. So
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Maybe not better. Okay, that's getting a little carried away. But
that's what they said. That's what the people said when they benched Zach Wilson. It's got to be better than Zach Wilson. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
T. Higgins, 3 for 36.
That's what I mean. Like Jake Browning at 300 yards. They need 3 for 36. 3 for 36. Like,
at least Brown does have upside.
Yeah, and what Jake Browning said after the game, he said, like, I don't care if Chase is open or not. If he's on the field, I'm just going to throw it to him. That's what he said, basically. Like, hell, as you should, as you probably should.
Yeah, I think T. Higgins. What's the path to upside? Just drop T. Higgins.
I mean, I'll say this. Now, granted, it's my 10-team home league, but T. Higgins was out on waivers for like 2 straight weeks. Last night, I just threw him on the end of my bench to see what he did. He didn't do anything. I'm going to drop him, and I guarantee you no one's going to pick him up. So,
yep. There you go. All right. S. Just S. Goff or Love?
Got to be Love this week against the Giants. Got to feel good. He's been so good. It's got to be Love.
Yes, definitely Love. Cooks or Cup?
Again, this is where we're at. We're Fantasy Football 2023, Week 14. Am I starting Brandon Cooks or Cooper Kupp? I might go Brandon Cooks. I'm still not feeling great about Kupp. Yeah, he scored. But before that, I mean, I was like getting ready to film the panic video. I was just waiting for that game to end, make sure something didn't happen. And then I was going to like close the video with Cooper Kupp. Like I was just going to go on a full on, like it's over. It's done. That's it. Right. And then he scored a touchdown. I was like, oh, great. I can't do that. But like, really, I mean, he did hardly anything outside of that. I think Kupp will be okay, but Brandon Cooks at home against the Eagles, the way that Dallas offense is rolling, I might just go for Cooks.
I kind of low-key like both these guys this week. I get the risk. Maybe I'm still too optimistic on Kupp. I think Cooks is definitely the safer pick, but I kind of like Kupp. I mean, I might start Kupp if it's my team, but I totally get starting Cooks too. The S got another one. Would you drop Madison for Zeke?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Same guy, right? Getting all the touches, not very efficient. Give me Zeke. At least I don't have to worry about like Ty Chandler taking over the backfield or something. No one's taking over the backfield. Just give me Zeke.
Yeah, I think Zeke has a path to more touches. So you can do it. I mean, Madison's not a guy you have to hold on to. Alex B. Full PPR, 1 running back and 1 receiver. Nico Olave, H.N. Gibbs. 1 of each.
It's got to be H.N. and Olave. Again, Nico, it's just this week on the road against the Jets. Not a good spot. Olave, he's been fine pretty much every single week. H.N. got to roll with him that upside. So H.N. and Olave. My picks.
H.N. and Olave, it is, yeah. And then Python extending the membership and reminding everyone to hit the like button. Appreciate that. And some other helpful advice before we get to Python's next comment. I think it's a good time for me to pause and let everybody know we have a partnership with Underdog. If you're not aware of this. Now, Underdog likes to do this thing called new customer special for those people who are just signing up for the very first time. So if you do this and you become a customer, create an account right now and use code ENDGAME once you sign up. You do this and you get a deposit match, meaning every dollar you put in up to a $100 limit, they're going to match it. And you also get this new customer special. Right now, it's Najee Harris. You can assume that he's a full go on Thursday night. You take the higher on this pick'em, higher than 0.5 total yards. He just needs 1 yard. Take the higher on this pick. You win that pick. You just need to pair it with one other pick at least. You can go up to 5, but minimum just one other pick, and you have a good chance to triple your money on your very first pick'em. So that's kind of nice. So check that out. We've got a link down there below in the description. Just again, make sure you use that promo code because that gets you that special plus the deposit match. And then Python, who also we know does Underdog, saying all 4 QB picks went over, took the higher on several guys last week. Yep, let's do it again. And he was second in our draft, right? Didn't he finish second?
Did he?
Fonzie Doobie Fresh won the league. I thought Python was up there.
All right, well, congrats. So I think what he's saying, if remember last week he asked us who were the top 3 passers, and we said Dak, Tua. I think I said Hurts, and you said I forget.
Who did I say? It was not. There was one we disagreed on. Let me see.
Yeah, I said Hurts still, and there was somebody else you liked, but obviously all 4 did well.
See, now it's going to bother me did I say CJ Stroud?
I don't think so. Maybe. But anyways, who we got this week? I mean, I got to go with Dak again. Got to go back to the well with Dak. It's at home. It's Philly. This defense looks bad for some reason. I got to go Dak again.
I don't say.
I probably got to go Jalen. I probably got to go Jalen Hurts on the other side.
Yeah, this week I'll go Jalen Hurts. Oh, okay, so he's asking top 3 quarterbacks for this week, passing yards and fantasy points. Got it. Yeah, I thought he was talking about the underdog picks. Top 3 quarterbacks. We're picking both in like separate categories, yards and then fantasy points.
Oh, we're just doing passing yards, Dak. Tua. Allen, maybe Mahomes, maybe Purdy.
I'm gonna go top 3. I'm gonna go Dak. Fantasy points, just overall fantasy points. I will go Dak, Josh Allen, and Pat Mahomes. I think that game turns into a shootout. Just passing yards, I'll go Tua, Dak, and Matt Stafford.
Wow, Matt Stafford. All right. I'm going to go
going spicy.
Passing yards, I'm going to go Dak, Tua, and probably Josh Allen. Maybe Purdy. Maybe Mahomes. But top 3 QBs, I'm going Dak, Hurts, Allen. Those are my top 3. Because I think that Philly... I don't think that Dallas defense is as good as we think, and I definitely don't think that Philly defense is as good as we think. I think that could be the game that is just...
Yeah. It was high scoring last time, so
yeah,
no surprise there. All right, Joe Salters, pick 2, Waddle, Olave, Mixon, win and in.
I mean, I'm going to feel really bad if I don't say Mixon and he does that again, but assuming PPR, I'm going Waddle and Olave.
Yeah, Waddle and Olave. Great spot for Waddle against Tennessee. and Olave fine either way. So I'm going Waddle Olave, assuming it's some sort of PPR. And then with T-Law out, Stafford, Geno, or Browning.
I'm going Stafford. I know it's not a great spot, like on the road against Baltimore, but he's been so good. Kupp looks healthy enough. Puka's healthy enough. Kyron is back. I'm going Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, clearly I like Stafford this week. So I've got to go Stafford. You can't go Geno against the Niners on the road. Yeah, go Stafford.
No.
Blair Davis, in a 2 QB league, would you roll out Josh Allen rest of the season? Yeah. Just add depth at other positions on the bench.
Like, are you saying like not grab a second QB?
Well, is it 2 QB like you have to start 2 or super flex?
Yeah, I'm going to guess super flex. But I would still want another QB. I mean, depending on who's out there. Like I said, in my super flex league where I lost Burrow and Deshaun Watson, we have like Derek Carr and maybe CJ Beathard, Aiden O'Connell. I mean, it's not good. So there, maybe just add depth. If you have a good flex option, if you have somebody that you can put in the super flex that's pretty good, I mean, it's better off than playing like one of those QBs.
Yeah, it really depends. But I'm generally going to want a second QB if it's a super flex. So, we say get your backups, get your handcuff running backs, but you don't need like 5 backup running backs on your bench. That's a little overkill. You know what I mean? You're not really going to use them all. So add a couple of guys. Yeah, depth is important, but you want another QB. So I would, assuming it's not, CJ Beathard or somebody. Alaska Moose Dog, been going back and forth, needs 2. Olave, Nakua, Lockett, Noah Brown, Flowers, and Rashee Rice. 2 of those in PPR.
I mean, I'm pretty comfortably going Olave and Puka.
Yeah.
Like Noah Brown against the Jets, Zay Flowers, he's okay. Rice is okay. Look, Lockett, you never know when he's going to boom. But against the 49ers on the road, not banking on it. I'm going Olave and Puka.
Going to Olave and Puka for sure. Can't like the matchup for Lockett. Can't like the matchup for Noah Brown. Flowers is okay, but doesn't have the upside. Rice is fine, but Olave and Nakua pretty easily. And then just real quick, never had it so good. Do you need to hold Ramondre?
Probably not.
I don't see why. No reason. I don't think they would just say, oh, he'll miss several weeks and like, oh, just kidding. He'll be back next week. I don't see that happening. I just don't. So I don't think you need to hold him. The Rico guy just dropping in to say, predicting a big game for Brandon Cooks. Well, you're not the only one. So very nice. He's clinched. Week 14 starts the playoffs. 10 teams, top 6 get a bye. Interesting. All right. He's going to get to watch.
You guys in week 15. All right. That's nice.
Go Rico. All right. Carl wants to know who to stash here. Algier, Mingo, Zay Jones. Rank them.
I think I got to put Algier number 1 because, I mean, we know if Bijan goes down, which, like, please don't let that happen, he's going to pretty much be the guy. That's very valuable. I probably got to put Zay Jones number 2 because he's on the Jaguars. And it doesn't sound like Trevor Lawrence's injury is going to be long-term. Maybe he misses a week. And Mingo 3rd.
Yeah, Algier first because he's a running back. A running back's going to be a lot more important. And Jones, be with Kirk out, I think you've got to prefer him. Mingo is interesting. I like him. Now he's going to get more targets. It's just, is he going to get touchdowns? Probably not. Pierre DeCoste, what is up? Welcome back. Must win. Needs a quarterback, 2 running backs, and a receiver, 2 flex, 1 defense, and 1 tight end. Make my lineup. Hurts or Fields?
Hurts. Just talked about him. I think that game, yeah, hurts.
Yeah, I mean, you got to like Fields, but you basically can't ever bench Hurts.
Right.
All right, now another opportunity to say Eckler, Zeke, Javonte. Me too.
Yep. I'm going Eckler and Zeke. I mean, what are you getting from Javonte? Like,
yeah, I can't start Javonte.
Eckler and
All right,
Zeke.
Eckler and Zeke, and then a wide receiver. CD, Amon-Ra, Devontae Smith, Noah Brown, Garrett Wilson, and Brandon Cooks. It says we need two. Well, yeah, two. I'm assuming he means two receivers and two flex.
Yeah, CD Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devonta Smith in the flex. I think I probably flex Brandon Cooks in my other flex. I like him this week.
Yep, I agree. And then Ferguson or Goddard.
I think I'll go Ferguson. I mean, again, they're in Dallas. Cowboys offense rolling. I like Goddard this week if he plays, but man, give me Ferguson against Philly at home.
Yeah, gotta like Ferguson this week. So yeah, you're heavily invested in that Dallas Philly game here. You got Hurts, you got actually you have a lot of Cowboys, but I think that's okay. I mean, you're okay starting 3 Cowboys. You got CD, you got Cooks, and you got Ferguson. I think that's fine. All right, and then do you want the Dallas defense? Probably not. Go with the Texans. Yeah, you got to go with the Texans. Don't they play the
Texans against the Jets? I mean,
yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Robert Saleh might be playing quarterback for him this week at the way it's going. He might have to suit up at quarterback for him.
Yeah, Robert Saleh might be watching from home pretty soon if this keeps going on. They're saying he's on the hot seat.
Well, I mean, I don't think you can blame him for this year. I mean, you brought in Aaron Rodgers, you lost him after 4 snaps, but I don't think he's handled the whole other situation well. And why didn't they go out and try to get like a Josh Dobbs or somebody like that? Why did they just like, we're good with Zach Wilson?
Yeah, that was bizarre. But oh well, it is what it is. I'm not sad. So there you go. We got your lineup here. 95. Last one, pick 2 receivers in the flex. Olave, Diggs, Wilson, Adams, Puka, Collins.
So 2 wide receivers and a flex. I mean, you got to start Diggs. Man, you got some good choices here.
Sit Wilson.
Yeah, you can sit Wilson. You can sit Nico this week. It's between Olave, Adams, and Puka for the other 2 spots. Oh, man.
Adams gets the Vikings. Nothing scary there. I like Devontae. It's probably between Puka and Olave. Puka against the Ravens in Baltimore. Not ideal. The Saints at home against the Panthers. I mean, definitely better for Olave.
Yeah, probably got to go Diggs, Adams, Olave.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right, Casey. Welcome, Casey. Survived the benching of DK week 13. Thank God. All right. Half PPR. Starting Tua, Kamara, Rashad White, Laporta. So now we need 2 receivers and a flex. Jefferson, Evans, DK, Olave, Gus, Spears, Rice, and Taysom. You already see where this is going.
I see where this is going. I mean, you got to start Jefferson. You got to start Evans.
You got to start Olave.
Yep, I'm benching DK again. I'm sorry. I'm not starting him over these guys. Jefferson, Evans, Olave is what I'm going with.
I don't remember who you may have started last week over DK, but you got Jefferson back this week. You're not going to sit Jefferson for DK. No. It's at San Francisco. I really doubt DK smashes. If he does, okay, fine. We just know to start DK rest of the season because for some reason he's turned it up. I don't know. But I'm going to guess that's not happening.
Yeah.
All right. Jefferson, Evans, Olave. Good luck. Shrek 2 on DVD. Pretty sure it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure there's a Shrek Christmas special somewhere out there. We're gonna have this is the time of the season to switch it up.
Almost has to be, right?
You have to. PPR starts it. Lost Ramondre needs a running back, tight end, flex, and a super flex. Okay, Spears, Rashawn Hunt, Singletary, Gainwell, Sharp, Booth, Ferg, Downs, Rice, Ritter. I don't know if anything helps Ritter's case, but
I will say being at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers helps his case, but yeah. Need a running back, tight end, flex, and
running back.
Probably Rashawn. I mean, it would be Spears if Henry was out, but it doesn't even sound like good. So maybe Rashawn at running back. Got to go Ferguson at tight end.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm flexing Rice. Yeah, I'll go Ritter at super flex over these guys. He can run a little bit. It's at home against the Bucs. Give me Ritter in the super flex.
Yeah, over these guys, I can definitely put Ritter at the super flex. Tight end, it's got to be Ferg. Running back, I don't know. I mean, Spears. If Henry doesn't play, which doesn't sound like it's going to happen, it's got to be Spears. If Henry does play, it can't be Spears.
Right.
It shouldn't be Hunter Singletary or Gainwell. I might go Sharps over Rashawn because I mean, I guess this is also right. If Kenneth Walker doesn't play, then I think I would go Sharps. If Kenneth Walker does play, then I wouldn't go Sharps. So there you go with that. That helps, and then yeah, flex Rice.
And by the way, there is Shrek the Halls.
There you go. Instant research. You got it. Shrek. I knew there was one because I swear I've seen parts of it at least or something. But oh man, Shrek the Halls. And then Pierre wants to know: is Dallas defense droppable?
Well, I definitely don't want to play him this week. Well, who do they have the rest of the season? Let's see.
Well, definitely can drop.
Do you want to play him next week in Buffalo? No. Do you want to play him the week after in Miami?
Exactly.
No.
They're
Do you want to play him week 17 at home against the Lions? I mean, maybe, but probably not. Yeah, there's better defenses than the Cowboys out there for sure.
Yeah, I think this is the time to drop them. It's a brutal stretch for them. So yeah, you could drop them. The Kraken. Streaming QB rest of the season. Have Dobbs and Howe. Are Howe's matchups so bad that I should drop him? Yes. Okay, so Stafford, Minshew, or Flacco?
I mean, are we really dropping Sam Howell for these guys? I mean, you can drop him. I guess you could drop him this week, right? He's on bye. Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to play anyways. Dobbs, I mean, you can't have any faith in Dobbs at this point. I'd just go Stafford.
Yeah, just go Stafford.
Jay Swole. I hear, all right. Legends and heroes. I'll take that. 9-4, trying to clinch the one. Here we go. Start 2. Henry, Swift, White.
I think it's got to be White and Henry. I liked Henry the last 2 weeks at home. Great matchups. Not quite as good this week for Henry on the road where the Titans are usually horrible. And that Miami defense isn't like, a complete sieve against the run. But I still think I got to favor him over Swift against the Cowboys. So I'm going White and Henry.
Yes. White and Henry it is. Assuming Henry's good. Should I start chasing Pittman and flex DK or flex, in this case, Swift?
I don't know. I guess go DK. I mean, I'm not expecting a big Swift game again. I don't feel a big Swift week again this week. So maybe just go DK.
Yeah. You definitely want to start chasing Pittman. The flex, it's close, but if it's PPR, fine with DK. Don't feel a great DK game, but don't feel a great Swift game. And then flex one of the RBs. No, start Tua or Fields.
I got to go Tua this week at home against the Titans. Got to feel good about Tua this week.
Yeah. Look, Fields definitely has upside, but so does Tua, and Tua's got the floor. So go Tua, and let's get it. Let's get that number 1 seed. All right, let's answer this. Emmanuel Garcia needs a Tank Dell replacement. Rashee Rice or Chris Godwin?
Rashee Rice. I mean, Chris Godwin. What has happened to Chris Godwin?
Who knows? Well, I know. Baker Mayfield happened.
Yeah, that's true. It's like he only sees Mike Evans Yeah, it's got to be Rice.
At this point, it does have to be Rice. NTY. 2 running backs. Chuba, and then Madison or Rashawn.
I think I'd probably go with Chuba and Madison. I mean, it's the Raiders. Madison is still technically the guy. Chuba and Madison.
Yeah, saying Madison is disappointed.
I know.
Yeah, but Madison's splitting time with one other guy, Rashawn splitting with maybe 2 other guys, and his running back. His lead runner on his team is the quarterback, a quarterback who's going to steal a lot of carries, still possibly goal line touches. I think I'd just go Madison. And Madison this week does have a better matchup anyways, right? I guess the Raiders. It's pretty good.
Right.
Isaac, Moore, Taysom or Kincaid. We said Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid.
Then Skylar giving a shout out. I guess Skylar Heffley said to start Love last week. It paid off. All right.
Don't start him this week over Allen, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's see. Austin Hicks can only have 3 receivers.
Oh, this one again. This league.
Drop Olave for Metcalf?
No, I still want Olave. I'm not chasing that big net. Like when a guy's been mostly bad this year and then pops off randomly, that's not a time to give up a guy who's been mostly good this year. So I'm going Olave over Metcalf.
So if I'm understanding, he's saying he can only have 3 receivers on his roster, so he's having to drop one of these receivers. Seems pretty dumb. That's a kind of a dumb rule. I don't understand that. What's the rationale here?
I don't know. I guess so. There's always people on the waiver wire in case the commissioner's star player gets hurt. He can easily replace them. I don't know.
I guess. All right, clinch the playoffs. That's good. Okay, so start Lamar or Tua.
Ooh.
Just saying he has Tyreek. I don't think that matters, but Lamar gets the Ravens. It is at home. Tua gets the Titans. It is at home.
Yeah, I might have to go Tua.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's go Tua this week. It's close.
Yeah, I mean you're good either way. Lamar always has more upside because he could run in touchdowns,
right.
But you cannot guarantee he'll run in touchdowns. I think in the matchup, I will slightly prefer Tua. Okay, let's see. Make sure we get to people who haven't got to yet, but also get to the next super chat. Shrek the Halls. That's right. All right, let's do some of these regular chats here while I'm still scrolling. Paul Lawler, Cook or Gibbs?
I think I got to go Gibbs. It's the Bears. They give up a ton of receptions and receiving yards to running backs. I think Gibbs can bounce back this week. I'm going Gibbs.
Cook is one of those guys so hard to predict. Don't know how much he's going to be involved, how well he's going to play. If Gibbs isn't a good enough matchup, and we didn't feel great about Gibbs last week, but Gibbs always has upside. He's in a better spot this week, right, against the Bears.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Gibbs. Now, speaking of that matchup, Raymond Brown got Kyler on bye. Would you drop Love for Fields?
Yeah. Give me. Actually, I said that really fast, but man, Love has been so good and they have a great schedule. But I probably still prefer Fields.
Fields has that massive upside. I mean,
yeah.
Run for 100 yards, run for 2 touchdowns, could throw for 300 yards. He's done that. So, yeah, I think I gotta go for Fields. Now this one. G6 the Barber, Cruz. Who do you start in a PPR if you have Gibbs, Moss, HN, and White?
HN, well, you only start one of these?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
I
mean,
guess I would rank him Achane. Oh, man, put Achane over White. I guess Achane, White, Moss, Gibbs. I think would be my ranking.
I can't say no to Achan. Just not doing it. It's the Titans this week. I'm going Achan. White would be my number. Well, actually, no, that's not true. White. Because I said that quickly, and I was thinking, well, I like Moss a lot this week. I don't think I'm putting Moss over White, though, can I? No, you got to start White. I got to start Achan. I guess I'll put White 2 and Moss 3. Gibbs, this group, I'm putting Gibbs 4th. But these guys are all good. Why can't you start them all? Just start them all. Just make it happen. Scott, M89. All right, this one's interesting. He says he's down 11 going into the second game in the first round of the playoffs. So this is like a long sort of marathon tournament, I guess. It started in week 13.
Okay.
I basically have to play Pickens. Got Rashawn and Judy on my bench. Okay. Is there hope?
I mean, like, you just need Pickens to score more than 11, or you're just down 11 and then you need your team to outscore his team by 11. I mean, 11 seems like you can overcome that.
Pickens, I mean, you can't feel great about him, but I do feel slightly better with Trubisky and a quarterback. And he did get targeted at least last week. So, I mean, it's better than Judy.
True.
Okay, what do you think starting Lamar instead of Stroud? I think you got it this week.
Yeah, got to go Lamar over Stroud. Yes.
Right. Okay, let's put you to the test again. Marquise Martin. Gibbs or Zeke?
Gibbs. No. This is, look, Zeke's fine. Zeke's startable, but not over Gibbs. Go Gibbs.
Okay, just making sure. So let's clarify here, G6. He's saying one of those has to sit. Okay, so we're only sitting one, thankfully. Gibbs, Moss, H, and White. Who's the odd man out for you?
Gibbs is the odd man out.
Okay, well, there we go. We agree. I go Gibbs last. That makes me feel better that you can start most of those guys.
Yeah.
All right, Jay Swole back. Keep Mondre or drop him for Spears?
Just drop him for Spears. It doesn't sound like Ramondre is coming back this year.
Yeah, I'm dropping him. Like, if you have an IR spot that's open, okay, just put him on IR. It's not going to hurt you. If you need that IR spot for somebody else, which hopefully doesn't happen, then you can drop him. So it doesn't. I say that because I did that. I have Ramondre in a couple leagues, and we have IR spots, and I didn't have anybody in the IR spot. So okay, well, it's not going to hurt to put him on IR. But if I needed the roster space, I would drop him. I mean, I really doubt he's playing this season. Several weeks. Yeah, there's less than several weeks left before the fantasy championship. All right, let's see. What else we got, guys? We got anything else? I think we're caught up on Super Chat. So if there's anything else you definitely want answered before tomorrow's show, let us know. We've got waiver wires. We're going to run for a lot of people tonight. Got to make sure you get those claims. So we'll do a couple more of these regular chats. Try to get to some questions. Some people we haven't got to yet. Maybe some non-Zeke questions. But first, a Zeke question.
Okay.
Brown or 9/11, would you start Zeke or Javonte?
I'm going Zeke. What, like?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the upside with Javonte these days? Like, maybe he scores. Maybe if you're lucky, just go with Zeke.
Zeke it is. Ruben. In PPR, receivers are Lamb, DK, Flowers, Godwin, and Downs. Would you drop Downs to pick up Gabe Davis?
I don't know. Like, trust me, as somebody who has Gabe Davis in the league, you never really want to put Gabe Davis in your lineup. I know Downs been a little disappointing, but Gabe's been a lot disappointing this year. Sure, he pops up, but he literally has 3 games where he scored 0 points, and I think he has 4 games where he scored less than 3. Like he can kill you, literally kill you.
Yeah.
I'm probably keeping Downs.
Because when are you going to really know, hey, this is a week I can feel good about Gabe Davis? Yeah. I would just keep Downs too. And disappointing, like last week was definitely disappointing. I think he only caught like 3 passes for like 14 yards or something like pathetic. Week before that, he had a decent week, but he got targeted a ton. So I don't know why last week it just didn't happen for him. I
Yeah,
think he can be better.
right.
Johnny Donuts needs us to rank these. HN, Jacobs, Barkley, Monty, Eckler.
Jacobs, Barkley, Achan, Eckler, Monty.
You had Jacobs 1. You had Monty last.
Yeah, Monty last.
This week, I'm trying to think. Raiders play with the Vikings. Okay.
Yeah.
Barkley. The Giants play the Packers. It's definitely good. Monty, Revenge Game Part 2. Eckler. Eckler's the one. It's tough to just not just say, hey, Eckler number 1. I mean, it's not that way anymore, but you still got to like him this week.
Yeah. Broncos.
Yeah. So I agree Jacobs 1. I guess I have to go Barkley over Eckler. That's my dilemma.
Yeah, I'm Barkley over Eckler.
So maybe we have it the same. Jacobs, Barkley, Eckler, HN, Monty.
Yeah, I think I had 8. I think I'll put Achan over Eckler. But I'm okay with Eckler over Achan. But Monty last, yeah.
There you go. All right. If you have all 5 of these guys, then I mean you're set. Kathy Weigel of High Low Photo and Video. Welcome back, Kathy. Would you drop Sam Howell for Fields?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can roll Fields rest of the season. Sam Howell gets the Rams on the road. Okay, not terrible. Then the Jets on the road. Yeah, good luck. And then the 49ers at home. Yeah, I'll just roll with Fields. I'll just roll with Fields each of those weeks. Thanks.
I mean, even if you ignore the fact that Sam Howell's been bad, not just in fantasy, because in fantasy he got you points last week, but in real life he's been bad as a passer 3 straight games. Say, oh, okay, fine, he'll get over it. They got the bye week. He'll be better. Okay, it's just bad matchups. And I would want Fields anyways. So it's definitely going to do this. Zach Dabney. Needs a flex. Dylan, Zay Jones, or Rashawn? This PPR.
I guess Zay Jones. He should be involved more with Christian Kirk out. I can't do it with Dylan.
No.
Go Zay Jones in PPR.
It's PPR. I'm gonna go Zay Jones now because of the injury. Rashawn, okay, maybe he gets a floor because he'll catch some screen passes, but you still can't count on that. So I guess go Zay Jones because at least he has some sort of a ceiling too. And then actually, Kathy had another question. So which running back to bench, Eckler or Monty? Well, I guess we kind of
I'm benching Monty. I'm giving Eckler another shot. It's the Broncos. If he doesn't come through this week, then we are in full-fledged panic. We could potentially bench Austin Eckler territory.
I mean, we're already saying to bench Cooper Kupp. Why not? Right, bench Austin Eckler too. While we're at it, and just
all your first-round picks, just bench them. Bench them.
Yeah. Hey, at least Jamar Chase has come through. At least we're not there with him.
Yes.
All right, Matt, who got the membership earlier. Would you drop Murray for Love?
Well,
what
do the Cardinals get?
If you need a quarterback this week, then yeah, but I don't know if he's asking you like Murray or Love better rest of the season straight up. It's Love, we know the schedule is great. Murray
gets 49ers, not great. Bears, that's good. Eagles, I mean, that's actually good because that Eagles defense doesn't look very good. But
Love
Love's been so good.
Yeah, they get the Giants this week. I think they get
the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Vikings.
And the Vikings is so good.
Yeah, I just go with Jordan Love. Just drop and pick up Jordan Love, and roll with him rest of the season.
It also seems a little crazy, but yeah, why not? And then Carl Williams. Hurts, Moore, London, Reed, HN, Kyron, Kelsey, Smith, Swift on the bench is really Rashawn, Tay, Gainwell. Is that good?
I probably still want to play Ridley over London or Reed. I know Ridley was disappointed this week, especially considering Christian Kirk got hurt. You think, okay, he's going to get all the targets now, and he did not get all the targets. But I mean, Drake London. Look, I like Drake London this week. It's the Bucs. It could be a good Drake London game, but what's a good Drake London game? Like 5 or 6 catches, 90 yards. That's like a good Drake London game.
That's exactly right. I think that's what he got a couple weeks ago in a smash spot. So it's pretty much the upside.
Yeah. But I probably still prefer. I mean, if Christian Watson is out, I might prefer Reed over London. I think right now, today, not knowing about Christian Watson, I would go Ridley over Reed. If Watson's out, I might put Reed in over London. But I think the rest of it's fine. And actually, you got Devonta Smith in the flex? What?
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, any thought to putting Smith at receiver and flexing Taysom Hill? Or Zeke? If you get Zeke? Your 2 favorite players, Taysom Hill and Zeke Elliott.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that high on Zeke. I'm actually debating about Swift. I'm not feeling DeAndre Swift this week.
Oh, I see. Because Swift is also in the flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could even flex Taysom Hill over Swift. Taysom Hill had more rushing yards than Swift last week. He had more rushing yards than Alvin Kamara last week. He scored a touchdown last week.
Right now, I'm gonna go more Devonta Smith, Ridley. London is one of my flexes. I don't know. I might still go DeAndre Swift as one of my flexes right now, but let's see what happens with Derek Carr. Because if Derek Carr doesn't play, I think we could see even more Taysom Hill. Oh, so let's see. If Derek Carr is out, I might go Taysom Hill over Swift.
There you go. Yeah, this will depend too. If Watson plays, Watson doesn't play. So let's wait and see. All right, Kathy again. Which running back to bench? Monty, Eckler, HN, or Kyron?
Monty. He's the one I'm benching.
Yeah, because even though Eckler has looked bad the last couple of weeks, it's the Broncos. It's such a good spot. And again, I think we have to take last week with a little bit of grain of salt. It was New England. It was just such a slow, boring, low, action game. The weather, and it's New England. It's like, I think Eckler will be better. HN, I'm never saying the city ever again the rest of my life. And then Kyron Williams, you have to start. Zach Dabney needs a PPR flex. Zay Jones, Elijah Moore, Jerry Jeudy, or Evan Ingram.
Well, I'll say we almost went the whole stream without the dogs.
And it wasn't mine this time.
I'll say if Flacco plays and Cooper is out, I'm definitely going Elijah Moore. If Flacco plays and Cooper plays, I might still go Elijah Moore. If it's Dorian Thompson-Robinson, then I'm going to go Zay Jones.
I can tell you I'm definitely not going Jeudy, and I know you aren't either. Like, that's not a consideration here. Ingram has been good and solid, but I'm not going to put him this week. Like, I felt it last week. He's fine as a tight end, but I'm not going to feel a big game from him this week, especially with no Trevor Lawrence possibly. So I like Elijah Moore. I do, whether Cooper plays or not. So I will just go Elijah Moore, assuming Joe Flacco is the quarterback, which feels just as weird as saying Zeke Elliott is a strong pickup. But Carl said he'll be back later this week, so we can help him out just with all those ifs. He's glad that we struggled to put a lineup together. He said that he must have improved his team. So there you go, progress.
Right,
It's
there we go.
1 week at a time. That's how it is, right? Just a little pickup here, trade there. Drop this player. It's a process. And we hope that y'all be with us also later this week. How about tomorrow? You want to do it again tomorrow? Let's do it. All right, guys, we'll be here tomorrow to answer your questions again. We still got waivers going, trades, maybe. Start, sit. It's not too early because the week starts on Thursday. So let us know. Hopefully you joined. Get the notification. Click right now so that way you know as soon as we go live every time, every day, you'll get notified. You can join us. And don't forget, if you haven't tried Underdog, you still don't know what it's all about, we'll also be here most likely Friday. We'll try to do another draft with you guys. We'll see who's the winner for the Week 14 league. And if you haven't tried the pick'ems yet, it's so easy to do. Trust me, it's as easy as it looks. You see the pick, you like it, you click higher or lower. That's it. And if you're signing up for the very first time, just make sure you use that code ENDGAME because you get the deposit match and you get this. Najee Harris higher than half a yard. That's right. You get basically a free pick. You just click it, you pick another one you like, and then that's it. Start from there. All right, guys, we appreciate all of you, and we'll see you again tomorrow.